We're back for Chelsea versus Manchester City. Me and the lads are here. KG is on the way. He's always late. Joey, I'm going to you. How confident out of 10? What we feeling?
Not very confident.
Really?
I've said it
That's
before.
not a number.
I'll go over 4.
How old are you again? No, sorry. It's a private joke. Private joke.
I'd go over 4.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard work for us today. 6 losses out of our last 6 matches against Manchester City. We ain't scored a goal against them since 2021.
Fuck, you look good the other day, though. You come good.
And listen, we do play better in the bigger matches. Mm-hmm. And as much as I think that over the course of a 38-game season, Arsenal and Liverpool can both give Manchester City a run for their money, I just don't feel the same going into a match against Man City as I do against either of them two teams. Arsenal and Liverpool, I go into those matches and I'm like, okay, we might be underdogs, but we can pull something off here. When it's Manchester City, I don't really get that same sort of feeling all that often. I always feel like we're going to be really, really up against it against Man City.
I disagree, to be honest. I think this season, Man City look very comparable to Arsenal and Liverpool. He's here. Sit yourself down, lad. KG's in the house.
What's that?
I'm just saying, mate, I think that City have regressed a little bit this season. I don't mean that, they should still be title favourites. I just don't think that they're as clear and cut for it as they were last season. Last season, Arsenal were up there, but we were all like, okay, you're going to come short at some point. City will overtake you on the long stretch. I think that this is a real fucking title race we've got on our hands now. And Liverpool are relentless. And actually, City have lost more games than Liverpool and Arsenal. And when you look at the goals for and against, it's literally, a goal either way difference. So they've scored 1 more, conceded 2 less. It's not like they're out of sight. They're not looking, and I put it down to Gundogan and Mahrez in terms of losing 2 clutch players like that who deliver in the biggest games. Always, relentlessly, them two. So I think that City are gettable this season, and I know people around this table are hoping for it.
I really do. I mean, I don't know about you two here. Maybe.
I was behind Tottenham, man.
I don't know about you guys. Maybe Spurs.
Why?
Spurs could be in the conversation, but you guys, I don't.
We're not in the conversation.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. I was just supporting Tottenham, and then
supporting Tottenham.
I was supporting Tottenham, but then I realised.
Because he's fucked, right? Because when you think about
he can't do City, he can't do Liverpool, and they hate Arsenal, so it's by default.
It's only Spurs. It has to be Spurs.
Why do you hate Spurs?
No, I don't.
He didn't say that. He said he was backing them out.
I wanted Spurs to do it all the way, go all the way and do it.
Come on, man. Look how I scored. That was never happening.
And then it's just and you told me, the killer is, he said, I'm not getting excited about the title race. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon, even though we tried to push you.
I know.
Yeah, but then after the Spurs has showed, they are about to arrive, and we're going to.
We've got injuries. Why?
I don't want to hear injuries.
Why are you framing it?
I don't want to hear injuries from no one on this table, because when I came with the injury talk, everybody was getting crazy. Trippier. Do you see Trippier with the crowd?
Yeah. What about
the injuries?
We're gonna get onto that later.
And then what do you call it? Everyone's done the injuries. When Ten Hag had his injuries, nobody cared around this table.
Do you know why? Because you've got the most expensive fucking squad.
It doesn't matter. It's badly spent money.
It doesn't matter.
It's badly spent money.
Come on, don't ignore context.
It is badly spent money, and you guys understand. So now injuries is not a factor. You have to show up and you have to win. That's what you lot said about Ten Hag.
Of course.
Let's move.
Of course, but I'm saying I never fed into the title talk because I knew we had an 11. I knew that. Anyone in that 11 gets injured.
There's different levels of squad, man. So, Man United, they're like-for-like replacements, or like with other top clubs, they're always going to be able to replace a player with another player of a similar quality.
Really?
Spurs and Newcastle.
At United?
I look at the amount of money
we done a combined 11 and you didn't put my players in.
No, but here's the reason is, on form, our first 11, in my opinion, can beat Manchester United, as we've seen. But in terms of squad depth, we were battling relegation 2 years ago.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that relegation talk from you anymore, bro. You're a rich club. You lot are swimming in money, bro.
We've not allowed to spend it.
You are not allowed to talk that relegation talk. It's finished, bro. You man are real
context doesn't matter.
Anyway, who's gonna in that league thing? I don't know. It's hard, man.
It's City.
No, but I hate 4 times in a row.
Let me say something. Let me tell you something. I sound like a broken clock on the kickoff, because the reality is City have one thing that the other teams just don't have, and that's Pep Guardiola.
What about Klopp?
What about Klopp? He's put that to bed. Pep is the best manager in the world. He does it time and time again. And I'm not going to lie, I could be saying this now and it could blow up in my face against Chelsea. Chelsea could somehow beat Man City today. But to me, it looks like City are in their groove now. After pummeling Bournemouth, then seeing what they did midweek in the Champions League, it seems like there's a groove happening there. Doku's finding his feet at City. Grealish has come back. He's making contributions. Foden's scoring goals. Haaland's found his scoring boots again. It just feels like they're getting in the mood.
I mean,
it's scary.
I think City winning by 5 points last season shows how fucking close it is. And I think it'll be closer this season than last season, definitely. And
I think Liverpool are the team to watch.
This is the most like compelled I've felt that if they're going to drop it, it could be this season. I think Arsenal and Liverpool now are showing such consistency that we know, like, if you falter this time, you're getting caught out. You're not. It's a bit like those years of perfection that Liverpool had to put in. Like, Liverpool and Arsenal right now are like level with them.
They're one big Arsenal are one big injury away from capitulating as well. Let's be real.
What I would say, right?
Saliba, capitulation. Saka, capitulation. 100%. If it's a long-term injury. No, because Man City, Rodri was out for time.
And they lost 3 games.
Kevin De Bruyne has been out for time.
No, but we've had no Timber. We've had no Jesus. We've had no
Don't compare them to Kevin De Bruyne, bro.
That's a
Timber's a bit crazy.
And Jesus.
No, my point wasn't that he's the same level as De Bruyne. We've got players out injured as well.
No, I've picked the key players.
No, that's what I'm saying. But every team has 2
Saliba
players,
or Saka, you're done.
If same with Rodri or Haaland, if they get injured, same thing happens as well. Every team has players.
I don't think so.
You got to have a bit of luck to win a title. Of course you do.
I don't think so.
Oh, of course you do.
I think no. I'm saying if they lose Rodri, they still win the league.
Do we all
they lost
acknowledge
3 games
City have the best strength and depth in the league?
They do.
But on a starting 11,
and they know how to win.
They are more gettable now than what they once were, in my opinion.
But what I will say is the players they've signed, like Doku, for example, very, very good talent. And for the future, I think he'll be amazing. But when he gets to the real tough parts of the season, that Mahrez goal that he might have been might not come anymore because Mahrez has got experience. He's been in those moments.
Mahrez was big game player.
And Ilkay Gundogan is a massive. That was a captain last year. Yeah. Some of the massive goals he scores, those goals aren't there anymore. So we won't really see that. We won't see the effects. Yeah, but we won't see the effects of how
will go
until we get to April. When we get to April, we'll see how they are. If they're serious players and they can rise to the occasion,
there is those effects.
That's what I was thinking.
I've said this
you can't just come with it straight away.
I said this in my prediction video. Those 2 players are mega, and Doku does look good, but it's a bit like when I watch him play these lesser teams. Yes, he rips them to shreds, but so did Alan St. Maximin. So show me something like today.
This is
that's taking a little. Maximin was good though.
No, I don't think that's a disrespect. I think right now it's a fair comparison of going up till now. He's looked fantastic, but St. Maximin.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Brian. When it comes to recruitment at Man City, how often do they put their foot wrong with recruitment?
Calvin
when
Phillips,
you look since
big one, 50 million.
He don't even play though. He don't even play.
Oh, exactly.
He just can't even play. He's like third choice.
And you didn't need to spend 50 million on him.
So in the whole time Pep's been there, you've given me Calvin Phillips.
And
how much times do they put their foot wrong?
Negredo.
They don't put their foot wrong.
He's got
Negredo had a decent season, to be fair.
Wasn't that before Pep?
Yeah, Negredo had a decent season.
Look, they don't get it wrong a lot, and I'm certainly not thinking that.
Great
I don't think they've got Doku wrong. I just think I'm just saying, like, is he right now ready to win them titles in the way that Mahrez would have done? We'll find out.
They have to be.
But right now, what I've seen from this season is I've seen him pocketed a couple of times, and then I've seen him look amazing against shit teams.
But then that's the beautiful thing. They can rotate him and Grealish. They got that there.
Yeah, but we can rotate as well. We've got Martinelli, Trossard. So
Trossard's been a. You lot actually have depth. You lot are a better side.
It's uncomfortably close, isn't it?
The fact that we're on 27 points and we've not been amazing, not fluid, but we've had no Timber, Partey, Jesus, a lot of key players missing for Arsenal, and we're still there. And we're getting results.
Liverpool are silent.
I think it's funny how Liverpool are flying under the radar.
Remember when we done the prediction? I said, listen, Liverpool, I had them in the top 4, guaranteed. And everyone said, and then it was like
vulnerability to injuries. Liverpool are the most vulnerable out of the 3. I think Arsenal have more strength and depth than them, in my opinion. I think Liverpool rely more on individuals. Like, I look at Mo Salah and the keeper Alisson. Anything happens to those 2, you can fucking forget it immediately.
That's an example. That's what I'm saying. Every team has 2
But I
players.
think they're reliant.
Of course they are. They're more reliant.
On those.
One thing I'll say about Liverpool is they are very good going forwards, and that will get them a lot of wins. But they'll lose games as well because the defense isn't as good as City's and Arsenal's in terms of like stats and everything.
But they do have championship mentality.
That's the thing I will say is Liverpool have one advantage over Arsenal is they've been in these races more than Arsenal.
Yeah.
So we'll see when we get to the tough parts, if it's a 3-horse race, which team has the quality.
They have real
and also,
championship mentality,
luck's going to
man.
be important. Whoever stays fit. If Haaland gets injured, City are out of it. If Partey or
I don't know,
Rice
you
gets
know.
injured, Arsenal
Sometimes
is
when
there.
Haaland leaves the pack, Alvarez decides to step up
Yeah,
and
but-
be, and they play a whole
Then you
different
look
type
at
of football.
Look at Rodri. He went out injured for 3 games and lost all 3.
He's key though.
That's what I'm saying.
That's something different. I think Rodri offers them so much. We've seen it Champions League, the type of times that he comes
Now
up.
you're
with good-
underrating Rodri massive. I can't-
You don't rate him?
Rodri's one of my favorite
He's,
players.
he's looking at you shaking your head. He's assuming
Oh
you
no,
disagree.
I'm talking because like I said, Pep Guardiola will find a way. Like what part don't you
He's
lot
not
understand
God,
about this?
though. If he's
I don't
loses
matter if
big
he's
players,
not God. Look what he's done.
If he loses certain players,
Bro,
it's going to be
since,
difficult.
Since he's been managing, the proof is in the pudding. How many league titles he's won
he's
and
got
how many
great-
he hasn't won.
Can
Can I
got
make a
great
case
players,
against
though.
this?
Go on.
Let me go. Okay. When Pep really just first came in, let's not forget he inherited the best fucking squad ever
You've ever
assembled
seen.
that we'd ever
Yeah.
seen. It was like the galaxy. It was so full of stars, right? And then he went and piled on another billion. Right
Yeah.
now, FFP is becoming more restrictive, and as
Super.
we're seeing, even Pep is having to play ball in a more reasonable way, and he's having to sell players that maybe before he wouldn't have wanted to, and the skill gap between his squad and everyone else's squad every year, ever so slightly, is getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. And last year it was 5 fucking points, right? Then you let another 2 big players go. So for me, we can wax about Guardiola as much as we want, but the fact is he always had a better squad than Klopp. He always had a better squad than everyone he went up against. Was he great? Yes, absolutely. But now, well, we're going to fucking find out
Well,
what you're
can-
made
wait,
of. Because it's like a fighter who's been dominating guys at light heavyweight when he's the biggest light heavyweight, and now you're a heavyweight with the other heavyweight.
Nah,
So
don't
now we're
agree.
going to find out what kind of puncher you are, Pep.
Can I say something? 'Cause
Go on!
You're
Come
going,
on!
you keep
I always like a boxing
I got
analogy.
it for it.
Come on!
you keep bringing up this 5-point gap, yeah, but you're acting like they didn't just win the treble. Like the gap
That
is
is
massive.
very true
No,
as
but
well.
The gap, no.
a big part
The
to say.
gap is massive. Arsenal didn't even look close to winning treble because they weren't even in the Champions League.
No.
Liverpool didn't even finish in the top 4. So we're talking about Pep, the guy
They
you're
pound
saying
for
is
pound.
close and only just won it by 5 points, but managed to do it in the 2 other competitions that mattered, the FA Cup
What
and
allowed
the
that?
Champions League.
What allowed
so,
that?
obviously the gap between him and everyone else is massive for a
strength
reason.
of- the strength
Hold
of
on,
it.
hold on. And then another thing, barring Haaland, how many superstar signings has he made? Superstars.
He signed Grealish for 100
Yeah,
million.
that's-
He wasn't a superstar.
Nah, it's-
100 million.
Before he hold on. Can I
100 million
say
players,
something? So I don't care about the price tag. Harry Maguire was 8 million. Let's not do price tags. Let's talk about the player.
Wow,
Let's
that
talk about the
was so
player.
unnecessary.
The reason I
Not
say
about
that,
that money,
the reason
money.
the reason I say that is
What
because
was that for?
Had
I was
Gre-
just chilling and you just
Had
bring out Harry
Grealish ever
Maguire.
played a European game in his life before he came Man City?
No,
Oh,
but
we knew what he was,
What
though.
superstars are available?
He's not a
to him?
superstar.
What
He wasn't a
super-
superstar. He's a superstar now. He
Yeah, but
won the
that's-
treble.
That's a poor analogy because they could have signed a free agent like Sergio Ramos. He's a superstar, but doesn't mean he's better.
No, but you know what I'm
And what
saying.
superstars
They don't
are
sign
available?
superstars.
Yeah, we don't
He's not
know
going to sign
all
Bellingham.
you lot-
We don't know
all
what you're getting
you
with
lot
this
do
one.
is sign superstars.
We don't know
All
what
they
you're
do
getting
is
with
sign
that.
superstars.
Why are you
and it
bringing up
flops.
us for? We
And
haven't
it
got
flops.
nothing to do with this,
My
bro.
point is, my point is, my point
It's
is,
because he's in he's
No,
in let's not deflect.
Yeah, hold on.
He's
We-
in trouble, bro. He's in big problems, bro.
How are we in trouble?
And he's
We're
come
fourth.
to deflect, bro.
We're fourth
That's
for
what
1
he's come
point
to
off
do
these
today,
lot. How
bro.
are we in trouble?
No, you know what's
What
going
are
on,
you
bro.
talking about?
Spursy about to do Spurs things,
Bro,
fam.
the only
So if
person
you
that's in
turn up-
trouble is you lot.
I came out here minding my own business. I thought, rah, let's see how this
No,
show
you
goes
came here
today.
sucking us
Let's
off.
see-
That's what
let's
you did.
see
You
what
was like,
we're
oh.
No, you can't. I would not even waste my time getting on my knees to that kind of club,
You
bro.
need-
What a waste of
you need to
time,
get off
bro.
your knees, man.
You guys are
You
terrible,
need to get off your
bro.
knees, Casey.
I don't know what happened, bro.
No, but honestly, all jokes aside, though, seriously,
They were treble
my
winners.
point
You're right.
about Pep was, all right, he does get a lot of money and he spends a lot of money on players. We know that, but he gets players that are on the cusp of maybe being superstars or have a lot of talent, or that's why I talk about the scouting at Man City, the profile of the player. They really analyze it, and he actually doesn't get enough props for how he develops these players and takes them to the next level.
100%
Grealish
true.
went to the
Yeah.
next level last season at Man
You're
City.
completely correct. I'm just saying, previously, he's been building off of the foundations, which were way more than anyone else had.
Yeah.
So if you're already ahead of everyone and you travel at the same speed as them, the gap still stays. But now, for me, when you look at how they're being in the transfer market and how other teams are also using clever scouting like Arsenal.
And let's not forget about the breaches as well, because that's still involved.
But-
That's still involved.
But I just mean I just think that it's more of a level playing field than we've ever seen Pep
Thank you very much.
have to defend the crown on, and that's where we're going to I'm not taking away anything from the treble. It was fantastic. But the longer this goes on, the more even the playing field becomes, and the more coaching ability and not spending ability is the real factor here. And that's where we're going to find out. Like, if I'll tell you what, Jurgen Klopp is the worst guy to be going in and running against right now, I think. Because, you know, the rage we've seen from him the last couple of years, him not being at the party, him being dismissed is like, as you just said, Pep's seeing him off, and that's if he comes close, he is going to have a rocket up these Liverpool players, and they don't have Champions League to worry about. Europa League isn't as stressful, in my opinion, from being in fucking Champions League for 3 games. I'm in fucking trauma. So I think we'll find out a lot about Pep's, management ability this season. Again, not that I'm not.
It's already solidified. He's already solidified. Pep as the manager is solidified, right? He's done it. It's Canelo. Yeah. However, now there's all these pretenders that are pulled up on the scene. Arsenal are now pulled up on the scene. They're legitimate. And what do you call it? We already know what Liverpool is. No matter what people want to say, you think Klopp's past it, we know that he knows how to chase down. So then there's teams that are in it. I don't know what Ange's going to be. I was waiting to see if he was going to be a problem.
As much as Arsenal were the ones who pushed them last season, I'd probably be more scared of Liverpool because they've overcome City before.
We've seen it before.
Hold on. How long has Klopp been in the Premier League for?
But he's got a point.
What's he want?
No,
but
I understand his point, but
that's
I'm
more than
countering
anyone
it.
else has
I
done
understand
it,
the point, but I'm countering it.
As
What
an
I'm saying
experience,
is, in 7-8 years going up against Pep, he's won it once.
No, but that being said, the team that Pep feared the most,
and it was a COVID year.
Liverpool's the team that feared the most.
But to be fair to Klopp,
to lose the most as well.
Klopp took over Liverpool almost a standing start. Like that club was in the mud. He had so much shit to sort out.
Brendan Rodgers almost just won the league.
Yeah, but in reality, that was a one-season wonder from Luis Suarez. Come on now.
Right,
he had a rebuild from. It was a Roy Hodgson type mess that he had.
And when you were saying about the foundation, look at the players that have left Liverpool under Klopp in comparison to the players that have left City.
You don't keep disrespecting Pep. Keep doing it.
No. I'm saying look at the players. Look at the players
care.
that City have had the luxury of being able to let go of under Pep, part company with. How good those players are in comparison to the ones Liverpool.
Whereas with Liverpool, they've held on to players for too long.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford to go out there and do what Pep's done. So look, I just think we're in for. I think we're in for one of the best title races.
Could be a good one.
And I think the thing with your title wins is it's also about who you won it off and how hard of an achievement it was to win that. When Fergie looks back at his titles, they're not all the same in his head. Surely he looks back and goes, "Fuck me, Wenger pushed me that year."
It's the Mourinho one
beyond me game. That's it. And and for Pep Guardiola,
that's what he had to do.
There's been some seasons where it's been over at fucking January because
right, wait, hold on. Let me say something though, yeah? That season, Liverpool almost won the league. Not the league they won it. They lost one game all season. Pep had to go on a 20-game-in-a-row winning streak to win that league off of Liverpool that year. That is difficult. They got like 98 points, Liverpool, and he still overcame it.
To my point, though,
but how
surely Pep looks back at that and goes, "Now that was my crowning achievement."
Or even last year against these lot.
Wait, how do we forget about the allegations, guys?
They still had, Man City still had to go and take it off them. They were top for the whole season.
Wait, 1 second. You can clearly see your team, has the money to burn and they can't spend it because financial fair play is actually they
do what
care
they
about.
Give us a 7-year contract.
Now they're trying to not break the law, So you see what's going on. Now, how are we saying that a fighter or a team that's been juiced up for years, 100 and it's serious. They've broken the rules and they've got to the top, but we're saying, you know what? Forget about all those rule breaks. Everything's legitimate there. No, it's not. Until we scratch the surface and find out what happened over there, then we can't know because we're finally seeing it. We're seeing it in Newcastle. Newcastle have the money and they cannot spend it.
Well, we're talking about the team, or we're talking about Pep?
We're talking about, I'm saying that Pep doesn't get to do everything he's done without them colouring outside the line.
But he did it at Bayern Munich. He did it at Barcelona. What are you talking about?
Did he win the Champions League at Bayern Munich?
No, he didn't. But he won the league.
It's very difficult.
Did he do it at Barcelona?
How long? It took him 7 years.
Did he do it at Barcelona?
It took him 7 years to win the Champions League at Man City.
Did he win the treble at Barcelona?
It took him 7 years.
Why are we diminishing
I'm saying that
achievements here? Why are we doing this?
You have to bring in that side. You have to bring in that side that being able to spend money makes a difference.
No,
being able to go out and buy the best players. Because I know that we've done it. Man United, when we could buy whoever was great in football, it worked. It equals success.
KJ,
so when you go out, so now saying that these 100 and something charges do not matter.
Who said that? I never said that. I'm saying I don't want anyone anyone at the table diminishing
have to
Pep.
bring it into the-
I don't want anyone at the table diminishing Pep as a coach.
It's a
Pep as a
variable.
coach. No, it isn't. Pep as a coach is proven.
He's a great coach.
And the reason their manager is doing well is because he coached him.
He's a
he
great
taught
coach.
him everything he knows.
He's a
Pep
great
said
All
that
he
with
is
Arteta.
diet.
I am
Arteta is
pretty sure
diet Pep.
Arsene Wenger might have taught him a couple of things.
Yeah,
but-
Who?
He's a great coach.
Who?
No one's saying he's not a
Arteta.
great coach, but I
Okay.
think you have
Pep
to.
said he learned a lot from Arteta. as
Bro,
well, so.
not one person
What?
at this table
Had
is
to make
saying
a good
Pep
tea,
Guardiola
alright.
is not a great
He's a great coach.
I'm just saying
He's one of the best ever.
platform is different,
that
yeah.
previously he has outmanned everyone he's gone up against, and now that FFP are closing in on them, he's more competitive, and I think that this will be one of his greatest achievements if he can see off these two rivals.
He will.
Arteta and Klopp, that he's come face to face.
He will.
He's beaten them both many times before, but I think this will be a great achievement for him.
The gap is
He will
getting
do
closer.
it.
I think the point is the platforms that each team have are even now. Last year, City would have had a bit more of an advantage than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Now you've got more players off the bench. We can bring on like Trossard and Ketia, etc.
Yeah.
Last year, it wasn't that. Last year, we had less players off the bench. We could bring on Smith-Rowe, who was injured half the time. So the 11 playing it's easier now.
We'll see.
It's
'Cause
even.
I don't even
and
think
will
City's
say-
got to have second gear.
I don't think they have, but neither are Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't
like,
think
and we're
City's got to
both
have
even right
second
now,
gear.
neck and neck. And we played them at the Emirates a week, and it was a pretty even game.
Yeah, it was.
And we missed players. They were missing players. We had
And
Saka, they had Rodri.
as a supporter of a team who's played both City and Arsenal, it was very similar
what I'm
experiences.
saying. It's a closer gap.
It felt claustrophobic. It felt like we couldn't get out of our own half. They were both very good at keeping the ball off you. Like neither of them looked like they were out of second gear yet either.
Yeah, the only thing I think City have over Arsenal, of Pep's a better manager than Arteta, but I'm talking about the box difference maker. So in a game where it's like a 1-0, 1-1, and the ball goes in the box, they got Haaland to rise. We don't have that yet. And that's the one thing I'll say is in a tough part of the season, unless we sign someone in January, it could hold us back. Liverpool have that with Salah. They got a difference maker. A player that when it's, it's a game lock even, you can come out of nowhere, a long shot.
Yeah.
Can Saka be that for Arsenal? Can Martinelli be that? Can we share
No,
the
but I
goals?
think you have different
It
kind
has
of
to be more
players that turn
sustainable.
up though, because
We
you're
do, but-
seeing what Declan Rice is now, and I'll
no,
say
no. I'm talking about the goal
for the
scorer.
truth, he is very good. You know what I mean?
everyone knows
He
that.
is-
No,
I didn't want to see it.
No.
Everyone knows Declan Rice.
We knew Declan Rice was good, but this season
He's very
against Newcastle, I was like, this motherfucker.
He's very
Yeah.
good.
I think
He is
people-
world class.
Yeah, they underrate
Not
how
world class,
physical
but
he
he's
is.
very good.
For me,
So-
Declan Rice is world class.
I don't
mate.
think
No, I
well,
think
He
he's
was
world
world
Not world
class.
class.
He is
I
world
think that's
class.
getting too far.
He's
No,
world
he's
class.
very good.
Because how many midfielders are better than him in the league? Centre midfielders, centre defensive midfielders, in his position.
Mate,
One,
if
maybe
Newcastle
one.
could
Yeah,
sign,
maybe one.
If
Yeah.
Newcastle
So I
could
mean,
sign like five
that's
players
what
right
you
now,
want.
he'd be up there. For
You
me.
can say 4.
Oh God.
No, I said on form.
Yeah, on form gone.
On form, yeah. There isn't many better than him.
Rodri's the only one
Rodri's the
you're
only one I
really
think is
going to
better
look
than
at.
him.
He's world class. Like.
Yeah, like
But when
that's
you
what
say
he's
when you say he's
world
world
class.
class, the way I would define world class is
That's
does
getting
he
too
does
far.
he get into most midfields
I
in
think
the
so, yeah.
Champions League?
Absolutely.
I
And I'm
think so,
saying,
yeah.
are you going on about
In the
every?
Champions
Maybe
League.
not most. Yeah, most teams in the Champions League.
He gets into
How many
Real Madrid.
I reckon so.
I'm saying most.
Again,
I'm
no.
saying
I
most.
think he's better than Tchouameni.
That's an extreme
Okay,
example.
all right.
No, no, but I
So
think he's better than Tchouameni.
let's use that point,
I
yeah.
think Rice
Right.
is better
If I'm
than
saying
Tchouameni.
One at a
most,
time,
that
one at a
means
time.
more or less every single one, yeah. So let's say he doesn't get into Real Madrid. So name me another one he doesn't get into.
That's crazy. What you
Bayern Munich.
That's not.
He gets into Bayern Munich.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kimmich is on the bench now, you know.
But you just said
So
that.
so
If I could
most,
sign
I'd say.
Rice or Kimmich, I'm taking Kimmich.
Wait, you just said Declan Rice
No.
is better than Tchouameni.
Yeah, I believe so,
Kimmich.
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Kimmich.
okay,
Do you not
look,
think so?
Are you serious?
That's getting.
How many
Let's
games
talk
you
about
watched
form, let's talk
Tchouameni?
about form.
I watched him live. I went
Tchouameni's crazy.
So one game.
Tchouameni's crazy.
I
Don't
went-
do that. He's
and
crazy.
I'm not saying he's not. They're
And
very,
Champions
very
League
good
as well.
players.
Can we put a general agreement? If
He's
you're in
very
the
good.
top 5 in your position
He's
in
very
world
good.
football,
He's good.
you're world class.
No.
Do you know what it is? I'll give him the
No,
end of the season. I will say if he's world class or not.
No,
At
you
the end of
can't
the
just be
season,
world class. You just could be
you
a
can't just
very
come
good
from West
player.
Ham winning the Conference League and then all of a sudden because you've had a good
You
10
can't
games
be
at Arsenal, you're
world
world
The
class.
thing is, though, if this was happening
Please.
against City, you wouldn't say that.
World
What?
class
If
is
it was-
getting
if it
too
was
far.
happening
Yes, I would after
Nah,
10
no,
games.
come on.
Bro,
How is?
this is his first time ever
He's a
playing
neutral.
Champions
He doesn't
League.
look at
He's a
football.
neutral.
He's a neutral. He don't look at football.
You know.
Bro, he supports Spurs. He's a
I've
neutral,
got a question for the table.
Go on.
We're about the teams are in the tunnel, by the way. Shout out to everyone watching. If you
Come
haven't
on.
already, subscribe, hit the like button. Question for the table: out of Liverpool and Arsenal, if City do stumble towards the end of the season,
It's
who's
Liverpool.
most likely to grab that title?
It's
Liverpool.
Arsenal.
Liverpool.
Absolutely.
Arsenal. Defenses
That's
win.
me to say it.
Defenses win titles. It's a saying, and it's a saying for a reason. Arsenal have a better defense than Liverpool, and Liverpool have a better attack. But we could sign someone in January. We could have players return to fitness like Jesus as well. So like our attack is awful, by the way. Saka,
It's not like
Martinelli.
you play Jay-Z.
I think
Like-
you're overrating a little bit how much better it is. I agree with you, by the way. It is better. But we were saying about injuries. One key injury to Arsenal's defence, it looks completely different. Saliba goes. If Van Dijk gets injured in Liverpool's defence, and at the minute, I would say definitely Saliba's performing to a higher level than Virgil van Dijk. But I think that the actual gulf in the two defences aren't as vast as you'd think.
I think the structure as well, how we're set up, is better than them defensively because we're more defence first, they're more attack first.
Yeah.
And they will win games of football. I'm talking about over the course of a season, there are games that Liverpool lose because they'll concede goals. They concede a higher expected goals, concede more chances. There's facts proving they're the worst defence in Arsenal.
I mean,
Slightly
currently, when you say facts, Liverpool and Arsenal have conceded the same amount of goals this
I'm
season.
talking about the underlying numbers.
I know, I'm just putting that out.
I'm a truster of the stats, you know how it is. But look, Liverpool have got a very good defence, but I think Arsenal have got an elite defence. Saliba, Gabriel, Tommy.
No, I was very impressed with it.
That's
when
a very good
Newcastle played you
defence.
guys.
So even in the Newcastle game, apart from the goal you scored, there was not many chances, was it?
It was brutal, and
So-
actually, chance creation, we're one of the best sides.
Yeah, that's what I was
going,
saying.
So,
So even against City, they had one shot on target against Arsenal. So look, the defence is amazing for Arsenal, and I think that's what will edge us over the line.
I think this game is going to be fascinating for me because
this is, yeah.
Pep will know Liverpool and Arsenal are right on his arse right now, and he needs to.
That's our hopes.
He needs
my
to. We got Nicholas Jackson, yeah.
That's my saving.
the
Mate,
hopes of the rest of the league. Can anyone stop Pep?
Pep sleeps in pressure. He bathes in pressure. He eats pressure. That's all he. That's Pep. He's been bald since 2011. He knows pressure. Look at the
relate to that
grades.
hairstyle.
He
To be fair,
knows.
I think that's the performance enhancers he used to take. Yeah, he definitely. I don't know if you know about that.
By the way, Kevin De
You make
Bruyne is still to come back. You know, that's what we're not even
That is
talking
the
about
crazy
here.
element.
Like, that's like a whole nother signing.
Do you know what it is?
World-class
I am
signing.
waiting for this guy to slow down De Bruyne because he's had so many injuries throughout his career now.
Yeah.
And every time he always looks the same, and you're like,
He's pure fit.
usually that's not the case after. Like I remember watching Shearer, like his game deteriorated a lot through his injuries, but he found a way to keep going. But for De Bruyne, it's never knocked him. It's amazing.
yeah.
To have him available the whole second half of the season,
It's crazy.
that's like a whole new signing
But
again.
that bench doesn't look like a City bench the way we've known it in the past.
It looks miles off.
It looks like it doesn't look
There's
as
no Mahrez.
scary as
There's
it
no real Mahrez.
once was.
There
That's what I'm
times where-
saying.
where
That's why
you're- yeah.
injuries to City now, where they didn't before, will have an impact.
Yeah, so there's times where you're at the game and you know you're losing at 1-0 and they go sub to City, Riyad Mahrez, I'm going, oh,
It's fucking insane. mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had
worse.
like those moments where you're like, oh, fuck it.
They're
just
bringing on
gets
Mahrez.
better.
This ain't
Sterling,
fair.
Sterling.
This man had the Harlem Globetrotters as his squad. And
Yeah.
like, of course he won titles. You
unfair,
know what I mean?
but
But
it is right.
Who's on the bench today for him? Did I say someone
It's not
called
unfair,
Bob or
man.
someone?
He earned that. He
We've
earned
got
that
two
right,
keepers
Brian.
on the bench.
He earned that right.
He earned that right by being a great manager.
No other manager was going to get the Man City job because he earned that right.
I
When
think
you
that's
get a great job at ITV as a presenter, I can't look there and go, oh, why have you got the amazing job?
So City's next
Some
game
people earn
is
it.
Liverpool after this.
You're right. No, you're bang on, mate.
So yeah, that's crazy.
Just to looking at the side, the Chelsea side is finally, to me, starting to look like something no one can predict. At the start of the season, I didn't have a fucking clue what was coming out, and I think that must be. It must be good for Chelsea fans to actually think, all right, the manager's getting a feel for the players, they're getting a feel for him, we're seeing more consistency. I think if you guys, you know how we've been talking about when's the turning point for Chelsea? The confidence must be up. If you guys get a draw from this game, I think mentally you guys can go, all right, we drew Arsenal, we beat Spurs for all it was chaos, we now draw against City. We're starting to find our feet here.
What happens if they get slapped up though, just in the same breath?
Mate, it could happen. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, no, it won't happen. I think there's a very good chance we lose today. But I think that if we can get a draw, again, like you say, the confidence factor is going to be massive, but I can't ignore the elephant in the room. It's not like confidence has stopped us. I can pinpoint it. I'm not a football expert, but I can tell you now, the reason we are dropping points and being inconsistent is we've not got... I always say a number 9. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 9, but we've not got a man we can hang our hat on that he will get us a goal. Before, it wasn't always a 9. It was Lampard a lot of the time.
Yes.
But we've not got that player we can go, right, he'll get us out of it if things are tight. So inevitably, as much as City could go and put us to the sword here, these things can happen, right? Inevitably, the bigger matches are always going to suit us. But I think that until we can get that last little... I don't want to say last piece of the jigsaw because there's more that needs to be done. We say we can predict that lineup, yeah? The thing with that lineup is, let's not forget, yeah, like Pochettino hasn't had many signings yet. Everyone will laugh at that and think, hold on, Chelsea has signed everyone. Mate, Pochettino himself hasn't had many that he's been able to bring in. We've heard now the complete transfer strategy is going to change. We're not going to be bringing loads of players in. Pochettino's going to pick one or two
I think
that he wants brought in.
the strategy should change after spending £1 billion and not knowing, like, not one being your signing. I think that's ridiculous. I think these guys have gone into the market. They've tried to buy everyone. They bought in Casado, they bought in Lavia and all these other players, and there was no real strategy. Now you can see that he's in full control.
He's trying to stabilize.
What players came in under Pochettino's tenure so far?
So far, you've had Palmer, Lavia, Caicedo,
And then Kunku.
No, Nkunku was
Nkunku
pre-agreement.
When was Nkunku?
Last
signed
season.
now, but
Last
signed
season.
before.
No, signed like last Christmas.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is Chelsea and
Sanchez.
Later,
Arsenal,
Sanchez.
they're probably both going to be looking at the same guy in Ivan Toney by what
We
I'm
should
seeing.
look at
Let's
him as
also
well.
remember
We
that when
need
we're
to
saying
look at-
about
we need to look
when
at him.
we're
We
saying
need
about
to look at that.
Pochettino's transfers as well. Let's
I'm
remember,
sure
like,
about him.
say, all right, some of them you can name that were brought in under him. We all know that most managers that we look at, top managers, right, their top signings didn't come in their first window before they'd even managed like a handful of games for their club. So I think it's very much a squad in transition, this one little build, but I don't want to get too gassed up, even if we do get a draw here today, because there's still going to be a lot of matches we get let down.
We were talking about Doku as well, and how he's really delivered against some of the lesser teams, and then been pocketed a little bit by some decent fullbacks.
Reece will keep him quiet.
He's
today.
up against Reece James.
Reece will
today.
keep him quiet.
So, no, but
You was right about Reece.
Put that
Reece
in the
will keep
highlights.
him
You're
quiet.
talking.
Put that in the
You're not.
highlights.
Doku's a street baller, you know.
No, but I'm
So's
interested.
Rafa Leao. Reece
You
kept
see the
him
interview
quiet.
of him,
Loads
he's
of
like,
players.
well,
that come up
The
against
reason I'm
Reece.
bringing it up is
Doku.
because
Crazy.
Reece is obviously one of the best fullbacks in world football, in my opinion. And if you prove yourself against him, then we know
Straight
Doku
attack.
is
Oh,
ready
he's in.
right fucking now.
Straight attack.
Chelsea coming out quite confidently here. Lovely little 1-2.
Reece.
Go, Reece.
Get the.
Oh no!
You lot are gassing it. Oh my god.
You let them know you made a bet, bro.
I just stuck
let
a
them
tenner.
know.
I just stuck a tenner on Chelsea to win
Crazy
at
sentence.
7-2.
So
Just a tenner. Just a bit of fun.
Manifesting something that we need.
I don't want that. I want Man City to win, but it's a bit of fun though.
Yeah, I mean.
Why do
know,
you want City to win this one?
Because he's a City fan.
Because I don't
He's
want.
made that very
No,
clear.
because I don't want Arsenal to win the league, and I don't want Liverpool to win the league. So if I had to choose out of those three, I would want City. I don't know
But
City
you
fans.
do love City.
I don't know City fans.
They're coming.
It's the easiest.
know what?
It's the
City fans
easiest to
coming.
to
By
put
the
up
way,
with.
Yeah.
I want to let you lot know the bench because I don't think you see how steep it is right now. Calvin Phillips, Kovacic, Grealish, Nunes, a guy called Bob.
That's a good bench.
Wait, hold on.
Solid
Stephen
bench.
Ortega, Scott Carson, and Rico Lewis.
Got two good-
That's a
is
good
not-
bench.
But it's not a
It's solid.
City bench.
Grealish, Rico Lewis,
Yeah.
Kovacic.
Rico.
Who else did you just say?
Scott Carson's won 4 Premier League titles.
Rico Lewis.
You don't rate Rico Lewis?
Nah, no, he's decent. As in, that's
But
not
he-
what
what he
No,
played,
one,
you're-
no
you're-
one's trashing it. They're just
It's-
saying,
I'm
like,
saying,
years gone by.
Oh!
You would love to have that bench.
In years gone by, we'd look at the City
There's no
bench
game
as a
changer.
Not like a
competitor,
City
and we'd be
bench.
demoralised. We'd be like, "How
Yeah.
the fuck are you going to have these on your bench
Yeah.
when you know it's
They would
it's
have-
like going to a guy who's got a fucking garage full of cars, and I'm driving my fucking Ford Focus, and you're like, "Fuck that."
I'll cut someone's hand off to have those players on my bench, boy.
No, they're solid players.
They're
but
just not what we're used to
They're
seeing.
not
what you
game
s-
changers.
yeah,
They're not
that's
players
the
that you
word.
like. They're not
Like,
yeah,
like
off the
Pep
bench,
used
off
to have.
the
Grealish
bench,
is.
Like, let's not kid ourselves, right?
Not as much as
You know, a manager
I think
can be
he's
as good
more
as you want, but if you haven't got good players, you're fucking shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, Pep used to have cheat code players who basically, if it wasn't going right, they could come on, change the game, and bail them out. Every manager needs those. It's not. I'm not slagging Pep off for it. Fuck me, Ten Hog's making a living off of it.
Yeah.
So, I just think. Sorry, mate. We'll
I
get
missed
there.
that. You know,
We'll get there.
that was crazy. I don't understand where that came from.
It's just got to go there. But no, I do think that City are more catchable this season. I just don't know if it'll be this season that it catches up with them or next season.
Alright,
But I
first
think
battle.
it's coming. I hope,
First battle.
I hope it's not this. I hope it is this season, just purely because 4 in a row it's not great for football, in my
boring.
opinion.
It's boring, yeah.
That's
The
what it
law
is.
of averages would say someone's going to nip City
No,
in the
someone
end,
is.
like some
Someone
point
is. I
soon.
believe
Like
so.
you don't meet a poor bookmaker for a reason because the bookies will usually be right, and the law of averages are that someone is going to get to City
Oh, who's the
sooner
favorite?
rather
Who's the
than
favorite this season to win it?
yeah, City are the favourite
favourites,
every
but that doesn't
season.
mean they will do it.
Every season.
Yeah.
But if you're a proper City fan, and
I'm a Pep
you
Guardiola
are,
fan.
No, you
I'm a Pep
are
Guardiola
a proper
fan.
City
Wait,
fan.
let's
I'm
have
a Pep
let's
Guardiola
have a look
fan.
where
Anyway,
Spurs
what
are, 'cause
Spurs
you're
then?
in the, you're
I'm a
in
Pep.
the,
We're 1 point off top. So
what
carry
are
on.
you doing this for? It's not even,
Carry on.
You're
What's your
Lost
point?
2 in 2.
what
What's
you
your point?
doing?
Right now, City are your rival.
And we're 1 point off top. That's crazy.
Wow, that was pretty good.
So you should be
Fuck no.
talking about Spurs
Yeah,
and that.
nah.
Nah,
Usually, you
man.
want Chelsea to win this so you can catch City up.
Why? We ain't catching City. I already accepted
Spurs
that
are the
Pep's winning this
Joseph
league.
Parker of football. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
frenzing up the world champion.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
innit?
yeah,
You
yeah,
should be
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at Man City
You're
and
a
thinking we want
disgrace.
to do a number
Why
on
would I
you. We
think
want to
that?
get
You're
above
an
that.
Why would I
absolute
think that? Our
disgrace.
team ain't
Am
good
I
enough.
wrong, Craig? But I feel like you're thinking I want City to gain as many points as possible because I believe they're going to win. So therefore, if they trash everyone around them, we've got a better chance of getting top
he's not
4
thinking that.
as a Spurs.
No,
he's not thinking that.
All I'm scared of is potentially them winning the league. Anything else, I don't give a fuck about. So I got to put my bet on the horse that I think is most likely to stop them winning the league, and that is Manchester City, and that is purely what it is.
If it meant
And I
Spurs
love Pep
could get
Guardiola.
top 4, would you rather Arsenal win the league but
Come
Spurs
on,
get
bro.
top 4?
I don't want Arsenal to win the league in any way, shape, or form. So we can
you'd
finish
give up-
12th.
He's a bigger hater than a lover. That's what it is.
I kind of rate it though.
What
No,
are you
I'm the same.
talking about?
I'm the same.
He
I'm
wants
the
you to
same.
trade
Because
top
if this
4
was
for them winning the
Sunderland, I'd
league.
be like,
I'm
you
the
wouldn't
same.
do that.
I'm the same.
He wouldn't do that. Do you know how
cool.
unbearable that would be? Think about it, Jones, bro.
No,
You get top 4 and an
it's
FA Cup.
Arsenal winning the Champions League for
Top
me.
4
That
and
will
an
kill
FA Cup.
me.
Yeah,
Or
that's
win
what
the
I'm
league.
saying.
No.
Arsenal winning the Champions League will
Top
kill
4 and
me.
the FA Cup.
No.
We can both have parades together.
No.
All right, question.
joint parade.
Because
No, you can't win the
We've
league.
gone
No.
quite dark here with it. Oh, Chelsea in behind.
You cannot win the league.
If it was a case of you have to let Arsenal win the league,
That's impossible.
or Spurs get relegated.
Wait,
Go
what?
on.
What do you mean?
So
Go on, yeah,
in
yeah,
this,
yeah.
in this Twilight universe,
Yeah.
Nah, it's interesting.
God comes to you in a dream and he goes,
Well, Arsenal have to win the league then. I'm not getting relegated.
Okay, like-
because we could get relegated.
I just wanted to know how
Because
far
we could
he's
get
put-
relegated and then they could win it next year.
I just want to know where the self-harm goes.
and then we've
I
been
want to know how
relegated.
deep it goes.
No,
you
I
know?
don't go that far, but it can go deep enough not to get Champions League. Like,
Yeah, I
we've-
get you.
My Champions League and an FA Cup. Come on,
No,
that's a good deal.
no, you lot are so unbearable. The amount of images that will be on Instagram, Twitter. Usually, when City win the league, you see it for like 3-4 days, a week.
Maybe
max.
no, an hour.
You would see it all
hour.
Okay.
summer. They put it as their display pics on WhatsApp,
Display.
Oh, yeah.
Snapchat.
Cover
Apps people don't even use.
They're very
Profile
internet
pics,
savvy.
Reddit,
They're very internet
everywhere,
savvy.
bro.
They are very good with internet.
What?
funny
They
'cause
love it.
I was having this sort of
Yeah,
chat with the
okay.
lads on my mates on WhatsApp from Newcastle. They were like, no one genuinely gives a rat's arse if City win a league title or
Yeah.
not. Like it's so strange how not hated they are. Like even I used to get quite
Sterling,
annoyed
find
by
it.
them, but
Sterling.
now
Look at Gallagher.
it's whatever really.
Go on, Jack.
They're so inoffensive.
Yeah, I mean they won a treble and no one really spoke.
Oh,
Nah.
Yeah, because they're lovely,
even their
man. They're
treble
lovely guys.
celebration
Yeah,
was
like,
so
no
meh.
one knows.
I was like,
Imagine
you lot are
United,
hating.
Arsenal.
no one cared.
honestly,
you lot are hating.
They weren't
This
even
is big
trending.
hate.
I swear
They
down.
weren't even trending,
This
bro.
is big
swear down,
hate.
bro.
They weren't even trending.
I'm just saying, like, a great football, fantastic team. Like, I say this without emotion. Like, no one gave a shit. Like,
That's
other than that.
honest truth.
Whereas, like, if look at the way people celebrate when Spurs. We were talking about this before the show, right? When Spurs have had their downfall, the enjoyment other fans get out
It's
of that.
so funny.
Newcastle this week, we had a horrendous week.
Loved
the
it.
enjoyment I see, like
I
the
loved it.
Arsenal, Baz was tweeting out, everyone was kicking us, and
I loved
we're a more offensive club.
Yes.
And I want to be. I don't want people to be not bothered. Like I want to fucking be love us or hate us type shit. Don't
Yeah.
be. And I feel for some reason, Man City, people don't give a shit how much they win. And I
Just
don't know.
don't
I think
care.
there's a-
I don't think people care either way. When I used to
Yeah.
cover different teams on my thing, like if I spoke about, say for example, the big clubs always, Man United, you're
Yeah,
always going to get
yeah.
views. But if I spoke about Villa, you get views.
Yeah.
If I spoke about Everton, you get views. Speak about City,
No one cares.
No one cares.
flatline.
But you know what?
Because it's
But
a
you know what?
formality what
No,
they
but
do.
because their
Yeah, you're
fans
probably
are,
right, but
no,
it's
their fans
boring.
are really young. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that new generation
coming
of
up.
City fans that are coming through, those teenagers. Oh, we're gonna
It's
know.
'cause it's
Give
a
it
formality.
5-6 years. We're gonna hear
So
something.
let's get on to the Spurs thing because Craig's
Yes.
definitely feeling some kind of way. They've obviously they had that game against
That's a good
Chelsea
goal.
Jacko.
where it all went apart.
Oh!
Jackson looking
Carl
solid.
was
Yeah.
too quick, man.
What was your takeaway from that game, and then subsequently losing the next game? Like, what's it been like? as Spurs
Imposter
fan?
no
What
clue.
from the Chelsea game?
You called him
Angie Imposter no clue.
I say no clue.
Angie Imposter no clue.
Hilarious.
Imposter no clue.
That's hilarious when your manager's
my-
Ten Hag. That's funny.
Everyone's been
Angelos.
giving it to Spurs, man.
Angelos.
The game was horrible, man. It was a horrible game. Like we shot ourselves in the foot, or feet, should I say, because we had two sendings off. And it was annoying because we started the game so well. Like it looked like they couldn't live with us for that first 15
Look, it was
minutes.
going to be 4-0 by
No,
half-time.
literally. And then there was that moment of madness where Dogi made that mad challenge and it kind of sparked the game into, I don't know, it just went weird the game after that. We got two sendings off, but obviously everyone knows
Committed to
that
the high line.
the-
Still going to play the high line no matter what. Still going to play the high line.
Play football, man.
the horrible thing about the game for me was Van der Ven and Maddison going off injured, man. That's when I looked at it and I can accept a bad result and losing a game. That is what it is. That's football. That can happen, you know. But like when you see two important players that are a part of your spine go off with big injuries, and you just knew like that hamstring for Van der Ven, you knew it was a lengthy one. Maddison, we didn't really know, and now they're saying it's January. That's a problem.
Do you think the Spurs love him went a bit too far though after that match?
Insane.
After what?
After the match, you were hearing a lot of people. Not saying it came from yourself, but a lot of people were saying, Spurs were almost the real winners. They weren't the real winners. At the end of the day, they weren't the real winners.
Chelsea,
mate, that was in the media big time. That was in the media big time.
Bro.
A lot of people were saying it. And let me just say one thing about it, right? And don't feel that I'm going for you because you didn't say it. But one thing about this year is like, look. Chelsea won 4-1. At the end of the day, Chelsea should have won 8.
But who were the real winners?
We were wasteful. We didn't do anything in front of goal for a long period of that match. However, Spurs were in the exact same situation. In fact, a better situation, being the home team against Liverpool.
Yes.
Liverpool had 9 men for a lot longer than Spurs had 9 men for, and Spurs only just got over the line in that match with a last-minute own goal. So at the end of the day, like, I don't think you can look at that and go, Spurs were the real winners, because one thing as well that didn't surprise us, I said this to you before the match, if Spurs were going to win that match, look, I couldn't have accounted for the injuries and the sending-offs, but if they were going to win it, we're going to lose it to Chelsea. What was going to lose it to them? Postecoglou's tactics. So ultimately...
we were going to lose that. Once we went down to 9 men, we were losing that game regardless.
But I said before the game,
in my opinion, we were losing that game.
If Spurs lose this match, it's because Postecoglou will be, it maybe in a good way, refreshing, but too stubborn to do anything but attack Chelsea.
You make a fair point. I do think Spurs were still unlucky given the chances they still managed to create with 9 men. However, since then... They've gone and lost in the last second to Wolves. And now the narrative is crisis, end of the season, Spurs in free fall. It's all over.
Who said that?
Just dog shit.
Wait, who said that? Who said that?
No, I've seen.
No one said that.
No, to be fair,
no one said that. We're 1 point off top.
Let me finish then. A lot of people on social media are saying now because of the Maddison
I've seen
thing,
that narrative.
Spurs are going to free fall, drop down the league. What do you think?
I think we are definitely going to slip down the league. I don't know how far.
So that's a crisis then.
I don't know. It ain't a crisis. We're already overachieving this season where we were supposed to be. Everyone knows that. Let's make that very clear.
Here goes that
what if the slide?
I know you don't know what that feels like. I know, but
you are not allowed to talk to me about success.
Anyone could talk to Man United right now.
2 seconds.
Luton could talk to Man United right now.
You said
they can't.
You said you don't know how long the slide's going to be and how bad it's going to be. But if you were to put a guesstimate on it, given the Maddison's going to be out, you know the rough fixtures you've got.
Yeah.
What's your fear? Like, what are you thinking?
Bad. Purely because I looked at that back four and it was Dyer and Davis at centre back. Everyone knows they're both very meaty, and that's me being polite. And Ben Davis is a left back, but he's playing centre back. Then you've got Royale, who is a right back, playing left back.
Chelsea.
It's makeshift. It's makeshift, Brian. It's poor. So
cut it back, Gallagher.
Let's just see this.
Cut it back to Gallagher.
Obama, you greedy guy. Again, he gets another chance of it.
To Gallagher, hit it.
Gallagher had no idea what he wanted to do.
What on earth was that?
Ooh, I tell you.
So you lot made me pause what I was saying for that draw from Cole Palmer. But anyway, my whole point was with the back four we got now, we got a right back who is terrible, Royale playing left back. We got a left back playing centre back with Eric Dyer who's terrible. It looked like a Conte team. Let's be real. So for me, we got Villa next, very difficult game. They're on amazing form. Then we got Man City away. We're not winning that. Then we got, I think, West Ham, home or away. These are difficult games, man. These are very difficult. So I'd be happy if we took... I'm going to say, I want 6 points. I want 6 points. I'm going to say I want 6 points, but I'll be happy if we took 4 out of that. With the injuries we've got. But the reality is, what I find funny about all of this is, like I said, beginning of the season, no one gave us a prayer. Everyone's praying for our downfall now. Everyone knows with 11, with our starting 11, we can go up against anyone.
Football doesn't work like that,
We've proven that but I'm just saying, we've proven that this season. We're a good team with our starting 11. We ain't got a squad, 100%. But that was known at the beginning of the season. We went to Emirates with our starting 11, and we kind of bopped them. I'm not going to...
You played better than them.
We bopped them.
Are you not questioning?
We didn't bop you at Emirates.
Are you questioning a bit the decision to?
Not boppers. I don't know what you want.
Obviously, you made
a goal.
All right, you made a fair amount of money from the Kane transfer. Some of that is still sitting there. You knew you didn't have the squad at the start of the season. There was options there to strengthen and maybe.
No, where? Where was the options?
Well, I mean, you had like 50 million sat there in the bank. And
we spent 50 of it on Brennan Johnson.
I know, the other 50 is still there, so you could have spent it as well.
Yeah, but no, but that was like right at the end. It's not as easy just to go out and take someone's player.
You knew Kane was leaving from the window.
Yeah, but it's not as easy to go, all right, now we're just going to take that money and go and buy someone. A lot of signings are done way in advance. Scouting, profiling, speaking, courting. A lot of these things go on. You don't just get the money and go, all right, we're going to take this person.
I'm just saying that you'd have thought a club as big as Spurs would have targets lined up that when the money does come in.
But it's one target isn't enough. Yeah. Like you just said it yourself, Brian. All the teams that are above us by 1 point right now, just 1 point. Can I just say that again? By 1 point.
You don't care about
Liverpool.
That 1 point.
Can I just say something? By 1 point.
You don't care about the 1 point. You gotta make it count, bro. Do you care about being 1 point ahead? Or because you said you're supporting
Can I talk?
What do you care about? Let us know.
Can I talk?
I'm waiting for you to tell us. Do you care about it? No, because we have to interrupt it when madness happens at the table. You're talking about being 1 point, yeah, and then you say you're not in the title race. Which one is it, bro?
We're not in the title race.
So what do you care about top four?
But right now we're 1 point behind.
Do you care about top four? Why are you talking about top four? Unless you're committed to the top four, I want to know: are you committed to say you can finish in the top four?
Are you gonna add anything like?
Are you committed to saying you're gonna
add anything fruitful to this discussion?
Are you committed? We need to know because I need to know where you are.
Yes, we're going for the top four. Yes.
Okay, that's what you're going for.
Of course, we're going for the top
four.
four
Right now,
obviously we're going for the top four.
By your logic, then, failure to get top four would feel like a failure at this point.
No, it wouldn't feel like a failure. No.
Okay, KG,
no.
Are you seeing why I can't win now?
No,
because there's no. We can't even understand where he is.
Let me explain. Right. Mm-hmm. So right now we're currently 1 point behind. Like I was trying to say, the teams above us, which is Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal. Right. Mm-hmm. We've just accepted that. We said it earlier. Those three teams have not like-for-like replacements,
yes, but
very good benches. We don't have a very good bench, right? Mm-hmm. So for us to be where we are, to me, I'm happy. I wasn't getting carried away. I was told, you asked me, loads of people said, are we in a title challenge? I said, no. Mm-hmm. Purely because we haven't got the squad. Mm-hmm. I said that. Obviously, now that we're here in top four, yeah, obviously I want to go for the top four, but the reality is we've got long-term injuries now. Context changes as things go on. Okay. If you ask me this, like we lost to Chelsea and we lost to Wolves, but we still had Maddison and Van der Ven, I'd still be here with a bit of confidence, like we can turn it around, all right, we've had a purple patch, it's a blip, we can go forward. Okay. With key injuries like this, I don't know what our top four challenge is going to look like. Because Newcastle was still a good team. They're still there. You're still there. You've spent all that money. You've got all those good players. Villa have come out of nowhere and they don't look like they're going away anytime.
If you did
we need our good players.
Craig, I just need to understand. I was only asking questions for understanding.
If you did fail to get it, you'd be only the third team ever since the start of the Premier League to be in that sort of position with that amount of points.
Yeah, but then I would have to. But then context is important. You're ignoring context again. I would have to look at the other teams that are in our position and say, did they lose both their centre-backs at a key point in the season? Did they lose their creative playmaker? And these are players that are out for 2 months, 2 to 3 months.
You've only lost one centre-back.
No, but Romero's gone for 3 games now. And these are difficult games.
By his own.
I think for me, the judgment of Spurs now shouldn't be, do they get top four necessarily now? Because
we were never supposed to get top four at the beginning of the season.
But what I would say is, if Big Ange really needs to pull them together and navigate this so that when you are losing, it's how you're losing. And it's also like, can the fans still see, all right, when we get these key players back, we can still be that team. And make sure that you don't finish outside of the top 7. Like that for me would be a real hard drop away to handle for the fans when you've started so strongly. And but January is coming and that money is still there.
This will come down, that's what I'm saying, this will come down to the owner at the end of the day. The owner's the one that's got to pull out and invest in the squad. And for me, this is transitional season. Next season, wherever Ange finishes this season, the bare minimum we wanted as Spurs supporters was good football. And he's brought that back. Entertaining football. We hadn't had that for a few years at Spurs under Jose and Conte. We got that back. So this season, cool. Let's see where we finish. Next season, for me, second season, we always say this for a manager, is where you start to find out what a manager's really doing. Because then he's had a couple transfer windows himself. He's had his time with the squad. And that's when you can really judge a manager. I.e., the fraud they've got.
He's not fraud. He's
in his second season right now. What's going on? All right, you've only just lost 5 games and you're bottom of your Champions League group.
And you're not even
a minus goal difference.
You don't want to talk about the context. Now, all of a sudden, injury context doesn't matter.
No,
it's
well,
really
it does.
interesting.
It does. Because you had injuries and you lot are shit.
We got injury. There's injury context to
And where are we? Stop
Gallagher
anything
has a
Chelsea
shot on
does going
goal.
forward.
Can we just a little recap of this first 20 minutes? I think it's been really competitive.
A lot of Chelsea.
Chelsea are looking strong. What do you think? And Joy, are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, it's been fairly uneventful, to be honest, in terms of actual opportunities on goal. We've just seen Gallagher hit a volley at goal there on target. But I do think that with the chances we get, even though the game started off quite open, I don't think we're going to get all that many chances. So we need to be 10 times more clinical than we've been.
I think you look, it's just watching the game, I think you've looked like the better side in terms of the more like, I won't say gilt edge, but bigger chances. I think they're struggling to get Haaland into the game. Haven't seen Alvarez get a lot of touches. There's just like Foden shot from outside the box and stuff. There's not been a lot of action from. And Sterling looks like he's turned a corner as well. I don't know if you lot have mentioned
Sterling coming up against Walker today has been pretty good so far. And I was actually saying before the match that I thought maybe Mudryk might be the better option. Not at all because I think Mudryk's performing anywhere near the level of Sterling, but I'm just sort of looking at Walker and I'm thinking these two played a lot together. Although Sterling started taking men on this season a little bit more, I just think like Walker, listen, I remember when Mbappe went up against Walker and I was feeling quite confident. So in terms of feeling confident that Sterling would do a job on him, I wasn't as much. But you're right, I think Chelsea are playing well. It's still very early and I respect the opponent enough to not get too gassed up just yet.
The thing with Chelsea that impresses me at times this season is, well, stuff like that.
Look at this, look at that.
Really well won by Gallagher. Threaded through, poor from Raheem Sterling. He needs to do better in the final third there. But when you watch the general football Chelsea play against Arsenal, Liverpool, now Man City, they don't look like they don't belong there. They kind of play to the level that they're playing against sometimes, Chelsea. And
to be honest,
I think we're saying something.
When you say the general football, if you're not going on about scoreline and the goals that
that's what I'm saying.
Against everyone, bro. Against everyone. I've been at lots of matches this season already. It's not just against the bigger teams. We're all right here. It's not just against the bigger teams, though. Like the matches that we've underperformed in when it comes to the scoreline, but
two Chelsea players on the floor.
Problem.
Is that what are they going to do there?
Haaland's appealing.
They're going to look at that. Is that
Haaland's asking for something.
No.
We saw a Rodri pullback and we saw a Rodri Hoyland pullback, and they said it's called it a pen immediately. So
Is that a pen?
let's have a look at this one.
Why's he got the ball?
Yeah, why'd he grab the ball like
Is it a
that?
corner?
He don't take
There was
corners.
a coming together of two Chelsea defenders, which
Right, let's
allowed
look at this one.
City to get this cross in. And there's a pull from
corner.
Cucurella.
Is it a pull,
It
though?
looks like it's a pull.
If they gave
it's
the one,
it's a Haaland
they're
penalty.
giving it.
Is that a penalty?
They're giving it. If they gave the one to us, they need to give the one right now.
Do you
Because
know
I
what?
remember
Do you
the
know what's annoying?
smallest.
It's a penalty, innit?
Good.
It's
I seen
good.
Anthony Gordon yesterday having his shirt pulled in the box early on. You're like, how the fuck is this not a penalty?
That's better than the one we get. Did you see the Rodri one in Hoyland?
He's holding him from now.
It's
He's holding
disgusting.
him
To be fair, Haaland actually pulls Cucurella first. Look at, I think it's and then he gets away from.
Nah, because Haaland gets that ball if you don't hold him, though.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's,
I don't think he does.
I think they'll give this.
This is so stupid.
Look at this. That's not enough.
that's not.
Even Thingy one was worse. Hoyland one was even less contact.
That's Anthony Gordon.
That is
Literally, he was through the door. The shirt was fucking at the bus stop. Right? I can't believe that we didn't get a penalty, and yet this is getting given.
I've seen
Taking this
so
one
much
side.
worse.
I've seen way worse than this.
although,
And
we've
you
seen,
get given.
although we've seen worse, and although we think it's soft by the rules, I think I think we'll probably see this given as a penalty. You know,
I'm not
Joey, you're
I'm not
a good guy,
disputing
man.
it. It was
Oh, they're checking foul there. Nah.
handball.
That's not a foul.
Handball. They're saying handball when these
This
two.
is hilarious.
I think this is a handball.
Handball.
Fuck me. Are they actually checking for that? Looked like
They're
it touched
just, I
his
think they're
hand.
just
What
checking
is it
every
with
possible
Chelsea
thing.
and checks?
Mate,
bro?
this is like Newcastle all over again.
Get checked like 25 times nowadays.
They're like, someone must have did something.
Yeah,
We're going to get
Nah,
this penalty.
we-
No, it's
One way or
because
another.
of these bitching managers that bitch about VAR so much that they're doing this.
Are you talking about the letter that Liverpool wrote? Or?
A couple letters have been written.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Couple statements have been made.
Hey, Arsenal wrote a letter
Couple
as
man are
well.
getting handy with the letters right now, man. They're crying. A lot of clubs are crying right
Nah,
now.
everyone's.
What happens to you as
got
well?
the Karen as the club secretary, bro. I don't know what's going
Mate,
on,
I'm
bro.
fucking sick of it. You know.
You've got to take it on the chin.
I don't. There's something about it. Like
I don't like it.
Like, have you say it on the touchline or whatever? But when managers are crying in post-match press conferences about,
crying in
it's
the
like,
club.
mate,
And then the club's putting out statements.
Fuck up,
Like,
man.
I don't get it. This never used to happen
without
before
doubt,
VAR.
Haaland had had a hold of him as well.
Haaland
I don't know
definitely
if
had
that's
his
a
hand on
penalty, you know.
Cucurella.
No, he grasps his shirt
He's
on his
grabbing
shoulder.
his shirt there, yeah.
That's not
Haaland
fair.
got the ball. Like,
This
he
is
knows
killing
it's
the
a
game,
pen.
though.
How
This
the
is
fuck's
that is not
Haaland getting a penalty when he did it too, though?
this is killing the game, though. Look how long it's taking.
Because he's given it, it's not a clear.
Yeah,
That's so
man.
stupid, man. That's
This
so
is
stupid.
outrageous. This Chelsea
That's
have played
so
really well in this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
boo-hoo.
No, but let's be real.
No one
City
cared
are
when it's
getting
happened to us.
gifted a goal here.
That's
They're
not
getting
good.
gifted a
That's not
goal when it was 6-1
Craig is a-
and half a dozen of the other.
Craig takes the
Oh, well.
When the first contact is made, Haaland literally grasps Cucurella's shirt on the shoulder,
never-
and then Cucurella does it back to him. What
Penalty
the
all
fuck are
day.
we doing?
All day penny, man.
No, but it's the lightest bit of. It wasn't a.
Mate, Haaland's
you're
good
not
enough without
saying.
this. He doesn't need gifted goals.
He'll
Like,
take a gift.
you imagine you've worked on the training ground all week for this shit, man.
Then blame Cucurella. Cucurella didn't have to
Haaland
do that.
did it first, though, bro.
Yeah, but he didn't have to respond.
Let's
he's
ask
the
Joey.
defender.
This is ridiculous.
Joey, now you've seen it a few more times. Have you changed your opinion?
I haven't. My opinion is sort of irrelevant in terms of do I think it should be given? Do I think that they're going to always give something like that in the game and the way it's going, the rules that they are? Yeah, I do. I think that, Haaland grabs him first, but
Easy.
I think your opinion.
1-0.
I think your opinion
Gifted
is very
Man City
relevant,
gifted
bro.
a goal by the
Look at the
referee.
celebration. He's
Another
shameless
big
guy.
game. Another big game
Shameless
where
guy.
a contentious decision by a referee decide. Like, at what point is football going to decide football matches, man? Fuck me.
So there's no world where you feel like he can take some accountability, Cucurella, for this.
No,
you just think it's all on the
He
official.
was
Here's the
dragged.
thing. Here's
He
the
was
thing.
dragged first, though.
If
Look,
Haaland puts his hand on the guy's shoulder, his shirt first, and grabs his shirt first,
Yeah.
and then he gets it done back to him, that's 50-50.
So then why is no, because they were grabbing each other at first. You're right.
Exactly.
But then when
Haaland
Haaland's got in front of him, he's put his arms around him though.
Right.
And not just that.
Let's,
Let's look at
I'll
it.
have a better look at it, yeah.
Look, they're
of
both
them
holding each other
50-50.
here. Now look, this.
That's
Oh,
not
there's
enough.
no way that's
That's
enough
not
to bring him
enough.
down.
That's not
He's
enough.
gone down like he's
That's
been
a-
shot,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Once you put your
Fuck
hand-
off.
once you put your hands
He's
around him,
gone
that's
down
it.
like he's been
Oh
shot. It's a
my
dive.
goodness.
He's dived for that.
Once you put
That
your
is
hand-
a fucking dive from
Thank
Haaland.
you very
Once you put your hands around someone,
Tom
you give,
Daly.
Once you put your hands around someone,
It's
you give them
Tom Daly is
10.
ready for the Olympics.
right,
10.
now
Go.
I've watched it from that angle. Haaland gets the edge on Cucurella because he's got his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Now I've changed my mind. a little
Thank
bit
you,
on
and
that.
I was waiting for that. That's all I was looking for.
So why have multiple officials said that
'Cause
that was
they're
a penalty?
crackheads.
It wasn't just
Because
one.
they're
The
shit.
VAR said it as well.
Why have multiple officials got
Oh, so
multiple
you know what it
decisions
is,
wrong
right?
so far
I'll tell
this
you what it is,
season?
right?
Oh, you're
They
a
probably
troll.
thought in
You lot's
VAR
opinions are more important than
No, they
officials.
probably,
Okay.
they probably thought in VAR that
Sorry.
it was a poor decision.
You fucking troll.
He's a
They
troll.
probably
That's
thought
it.
in VAR.
Let's just turn the stream off now then.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
The whole audience has gone, I should just listen to the referees.
yeah.
Fuck these twats.
We'll just
I'm just
pat
saying. It
this
was
in now
multiple
then, yeah.
officials looked at it. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, that's a joke. It's a joke. Thing is, they would have changed it, but they don't want to referee the game for the referee. They'll be like, oh, we want to run over you and
Yeah.
stuff. That's what
To-
it
to
is.
be
Oh,
fair,
just
in-
admit
in-
it, man.
in the
You lot all
moment-
wanted Man City. We heard it. Look, before the game, we were having this discussion about Man City. I was the only one backing Man City. Everyone else here was against
Yeah,
Man
that's
City.
disgrace.
Now Man City have got their penalty. You're all against it. It makes sense. I get it. You know we're
genuinely
creaming.
backing them.
You know we're
You
creaming
weren't-
over Chelsea because Cole Palmer had a shot.
No,
and-
they're not backing them. You weren't
Gallagher
backing
had-
them. You was
Gallagher had a
absolutely arse-licking them.
Gallagher had a tame volley on target. You lot were creaming in your pants over it. It's
You
fine.
creaming your pants over
It's
Pep.
fine.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, Raheem Sterling miscontrols a good through ball.
I'm always going to be against Chelsea. Scum club, scum. I'm always against them.
Fair play, but come on, man. Do you really
You
think
have
that
to
was a
get over
fucking
that
penalty?
loss.
I think it's 50-50.
Nah.
Well, then,
I think the moment you do something like that as Cucurella, as the defender, you
Bro,
give the official a decision to make.
that
That's
big
that's what I
blonde
think.
man threw himself to the fucking floor so fucking unnecessarily,
Oh,
man. It was
okay,
embarrassing.
okay.
He's supposed to be a big, strong fucking centre forward, going down like a
Free
fucking
kick,
bitch.
Had
I've
the
seen that
other
happen
one.
again. It's gamesmanship, man. They do it all the time in the Premier League.
That's
This ain't
what,
the first
you know what,
time
you know what
I've
you
seen
call
it.
gamesmanship? Fucking cheating. And he's a cheating
Nah,
bastard.
but
That's right.
He's a cheating
That's right, Brian.
bastard.
That's
Honestly,
right.
Erling
I support you.
Haaland
Cry
died.
more.
Died.
You lot cry
I
more.
support everything you're saying right now.
Cheating bastard.
I support everything you're
Erling
saying.
Haaland, cheating bastard.
Yeah, he
Thank you
he
very
yeah,
much.
he was such cheat when he won Golden Boot last year. Innit?
Yeah,
36
well,
goals in the league.
150
Such a cheater.
charges, so Man
That-
City
he's
shouldn't
given
care,
goals.
should they?
Yeah.
That's a treble
Should
winner.
they?
That's a treble winner you're talking about
Yeah,
right there.
don't
Just
we-
saying.
Haaland's going, should
That's
I
a treble
cheat?
winner in his first
Course-
season right
course,
there. That's
it's
all I'm
what we
saying.
do. It's in the DNA of this club.
It is.
Yes.
It is. One of the top 2 strikers in world football, by the way. Just saying, cheater.
I feel for Josh because he's at the game now.
Is Josh at the game?
Josh is at the game.
Shout out to Josh with his
Josh.
old.
It's not over though. It's not over. They could actually win this.
Is Greece going to do that?
No, all banner aside, Chelsea have looked
Go on,
good in the
James.
first 27 minutes. They have looked good.
Come on,
We cheated
do
out
it for Josh.
Do it for Josh, man. He's somewhere in
We got a free kick
somewhere in
here,
the ground.
about
Chelsea.
25 yards out.
All right.
Oh!
He struck it well.
Reece fucking James. That was a hell of a strike.
You know, Josh is doing the
Edison's not a
proper
joke, man.
Chelsea. Josh is doing the proper Chelsea chant in it without no Chelsea.
Yeah, he
Chelsea.
really did.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
I tell you what,
Chelsea.
Reece James, I didn't know you could strike a ball that good.
Oh, he can do everything, mate.
No, Reece James is
You just can't
quality,
stay
man.
fit.
Fuck
You
me.
was right about Reece James being back in it will make a difference. You was right.
Yeah, whether it'll make enough of a difference that it's going to be able to get us over the line in matches like this, I don't know, but it does make a big difference. He's
He's going mad!
I rate him so
Come
much.
on! Corruption. When you try to cheat, look what happened.
Take that one
Straight away. There's only one man at the table. That's
Take
not
that
happened.
one away.
Yeah.
Hey, 39 years old though, Thiago Silva.
absolutely.
What the hell?
Holland's going, I fucking dive
I
for
died
that.
for that.
Fucking hell.
That's 1-0 Chelsea.
This is how you do a real dive, and this is a positive dive. Watch this.
the cream will always
There
rise
you
to the
go.
top.
What a run, by the way. What a
Oh,
run. How is that old
fantastic.
man still running like
No,
that?
he's 39,
There you
man.
go.
He's quality.
Love.
Goes past his man. There was no man.
great
There was no
header.
defending.
Dude,
That's
no
love.
What was
one
Pep
tracked the
thinking?
run.
Haaland left
And
half.
Erling Haaland is like, what the fuck is that?
What was
Yeah.
Pep thinking? Surely they saw the Thiago videos. What happened? Was there no...
Hold on, my drink.
Hey, that was a great goal though. The way he ghosted in and just headed it like that was
I'm
crazy.
shocked. There you go.
I think Chelsea been a better team in this half.
No, they have been the better
Yep,
team,
yep,
100%.
I think Chelsea have been the better team this Premier League season
Wow.
than everyone.
Well, Joe,
Okay,
come on.
Do you know what it is?
Come on.
I wonder what's going through
Too
the
far,
head
mate.
of Cole Palmer, because Cole obviously played in the Man City, as a young lad in the youth team and that, and they let him go. He's obviously going to have a bee in his bonnet at
Yeah.
this point,
Yeah.
as will Raheem Sterling. You know, like they're like, we're
Listen,
going to fucking make a
fuck
point.
what's
here.
going through the head of Cole Palmer. What's going through the head of Mason Mount? He's looking at what Chelsea are doing at the minute. He could have been part of this project.
No, he couldn't
Perfect manager for him in Mauricio
couldn't be.
Pochettino, a manager that would have
He's
loved a
injured.
player like Mason Mount.
He's injured.
And he goes to United, and let's be honest, he's stinking out the place.
Can I just give you a quote from Ten Hag as to why Mason Mount isn't currently getting games for Manchester United? He said he had some starts, also recently last week against Newcastle, but there are always reasons, and sometimes, like the injury at the start of the season, the other players are doing well, and then you have to wait for your time to play. Do you think that that was the kind of situation Mason Mount thought he was going to find himself in when he signed for Man United? I think when a team spends... How much money was it, Joey?
What?
45 million. 45 million.
54.
45 million.
54.
Okay.
No, that's all in add-ons.
That
45
much
million.
money, you think to yourself, I'm going there to fucking start games, right? So we've got you here, KG.
Thank you.
Why is he not starting?
Well, he started.
He's shit.
He started the season. We didn't start good, and we struggled, And I think they were trying to do a midfielder, Bruno and Mason Mount and Casemiro. You've already seen we've been ravaged with injuries, and the Bruno and Mason Mount partnership hasn't really worked. What he was trying to do at the beginning is he had Bruno actually playing wide right. That's horrid. That's disgusting. Yeah, that's not the way we need to play football. So now Mason Mount's just unfortunate because we saw it for the first time yesterday when Eriksen came off and it was Bruno and Mason Mount, but there is no relationship. So it's hard because he's given the number 7 shirt. It lets us know he's a serious signing for Man United. We have the intention to play him. I think Foden.
Phil Foden.
Cheeky nutmeg, ball in, Haaland.
But have you got the intention to play him? Because you spent 60 mil, including add-ons. I've just checked. It was 55 million, including add-ons, 60 mil, which
Yeah.
he won't get because he probably won't hit those add-ons. But he was bought in. At the end of the day, look, Mason Mount jumped ship massively. He thought that Chelsea were on a downwards trend. He thought that Man United was the better project. And
And you
look,
lot offered him a late contract. You can't forget what you lot did.
we didn't offer him a late contract.
You didn't offer him.
We offered him a contract.
You didn't show that. You didn't show him that
we
you wanted
offered him a contract a year before that move. We
You
offered
lot
him a,
didn't-
we offered
you
him a
lot didn't
contract.
show him
Not
that you
only that,
wanted him
we
the
offered
way-
him a contract on 50 grand a week less than he was getting paid for Man United. What he wanted was Reece James wages. But Mason Mount is not Reece James quality. You can say what you want about Reece's injuries, but he's not that quality to be able to demand that sort of contract. So if you're Mason Mount, why do you not back yourself and go, I'll tell you what, maybe what I'll do is I'll accept this contract, which is still a hell of a lot of money, with a clause and try and help this club and be part of a project that he would have been better
Well, he
suited
wanted to play for a bigger club, innit? You saw his dad in the dressing room. He's like,
Champions League
"Son,
football as well."
We finally made it. I saw his dad
Champions
in the
League
dressing room.
football football.
Champions League football. He's won a Champions League with Chelsea.
Him and his
but you
dad
still
were in
want
the
to play in
dressing
the
room.
Champions League.
Again, him and his dad were in the dressing room and they were creaming themselves.
Okay,
They were in there saying, son, we're finally made it. We're at the big time. It's Man United. He's at Man United wearing a number 7 shirt.
Sitting
He
on
will
the bench.
get into the team.
Sitting on a bench.
Okay,
He
so
won't
you
get
go.
into the
So-
team.
so based-
He won't get into the team because he's not been in the team. He's been rubbish since he's been there.
The number 7 shirt, based on the number 7 shirt, the amount of money spent, we know that Ten Hag absolutely bought this man to start
play.
week in, week out.
Yes.
At that same time, Ten Hag was shopping Scott McTominay
Yes.
to any club who'd cough up the money so that he could reinvest it.
Yeah.
Since then, Scott McTominay is scoring, starting, and absolutely keeping Mason Mount out of the football side, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is.
And Mason Mount can't get a look in. If that doesn't show you that whole sequence, that Ten Hag has got this completely wrong with Mason Mount, I don't know what does, because the guy that you're ready to let go is now starting every game. And the guy you've given the number 7 shirt to and spent all the money on can't get a look in.
But you'll get his opportunity. I think it's like, we've seen it with, and I know it, people don't, one second. He's in.
Foden, edge of the box.
Oh!
Fucking hell, Phil Foden with a
that
shot.
was going in.
So did I.
Just why.
All right. Just the point that we're making. We've seen it with, and I know people don't like this comparison, but when Pep buys a player, he doesn't get straight in. He takes his time with some players, and then they finally get the opportunity. We saw it with Grealish. We saw it with all these different players. Now, I understand right now, our manager's trying to fight a fire. We got big situation, ravaged with injuries, and the only person that's actually showing a bit of heart and a bit of something is McTominay. I never thought in this life that we'll see 2 of the players that we tried to sell last season in terms of Maguire and Scott McTominay, they're like probably the first names on the team sheet. I never knew this day was coming. But it's where we find
It's
ourselves.
happening when, but it's also down to the fact that a lot of the Ten Hag signings, especially Mount, aren't coming
Is
good
he
right
in?
now.
Is he in?
Doku, and he's tackled well,
Good
and
reach.
Chelsea come away with
Better
it.
than Martinelli. No.
He is better than Martinelli.
I just the more I look at the Mason Mount signing, the more I think this was a massive fuck up from Ten Hag.
But obviously, look, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and maybe I'm being a bit too hyped up in the way I'm trying to express the point. But when you're Mason Mount now, and I actually don't have any doubt that there's a strong possibility that he does come good. What I tell you is, it's not under Ten Hag. It's when Ten Hag gets the sack,
Nah,
then
he's not
he's
gonna
probably
get
going to
sacked.
come good. But that put aside, in hindsight, if you're looking at it now and you're looking at the 2 clubs, not just the way they're going, but also managerial-wise, you got Ten Hag,
Yep.
who is not suited, in my opinion, to getting the best out of Mason Mount's game, because we haven't really seen that in terms of the players he's brought in, he has been able to get the best out of
But
any
then
of
that's
their
not
games.
even true.
And we look at
that's not
Go on then,
true
who?
at all.
Who?
So since Ten Hag's come in, he's made Luke Shaw a better player. He's made Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Didn't bring him in.
Hold on,
Didn't
I'm
bring
just
him in.
saying. Wait,
Players
carry
he's brought in.
on. What do you got? Lissandro Martinez. Yes. That's one of his. It is. Lissandro Martinez, when he said it's too short for the league, man was calling him Frodo Baggins. All of a sudden, the guy's playing good football. We can't take credit for, even Varane. Varane was horrible at Man United. Under this manager, he got something out of Varane that was cool. We now started to call him Champions League Varane again. The guy's come in and he's made the team better. We can't lie.
So my point.
My manager's made the team better. As much as you lot don't want to see it, we're supposed to have the worst season, and all these De Zerbi, all these guys are supposed to be better than him. Even in Man United's crisis, we're still right now. We're in the top 4 race.
So my point was that Ten Hag, in terms
Chelsea
of...
in!
Yeah, go on.
Surely in! Chelsea! Come on, Sterling! Yes! Back of the net against his own
Oh
club!
my
gonna be
God.
the-
And Chelsea
They're
have
not the same.
been great in this game, and
They're
they
not the
deserve
same.
that.
It was so funny. He started celebrating and I went, wait.
I
Yeah,
used to
we
play
thought
him.
celebrated.
we
I used to
thought
play him.
because it was across school, we thought Voracek was coming.
I had to have a little look at that one. Oh my
What a
God.
way. Oh,
And
Sterling.
They're not the same.
Pep's just done the thing, you know.
They're
when you're
not the
on
same.
FIFA.
He
Pep's
said,
gone,
how much can I spend?
now I'm trying. It's looking
You all right?
serious now.
Oh, yeah, you're right there,
No,
mate.
how are you doing?
I got a £10 bet on your team,
There
so
we go.
I'm fine.
This guy likes
yeah.
to play both
Let's
sides.
it.
look what happened here,
Can't lose.
because it looks like Rodri actually
Well, I have.
could have cleared that
So
early
lost
doors
me.
there, and that is shocking
That's
from the
Cavani.
defence.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
he's onside.
He's on.
Well
he's on.
onside.
Definitely on.
that's a goal.
Oh, that's
Mate.
nice of Sterling to not celebrate. What do you lot think of him not celebrating?
I think it
He
was,
reminds himself, I've
Well,
spent
at
a lot
least
of
just
time
1 point
there.
I
behind
think
him.
it was John.
He did celebrate.
No, but then he went...
Wait, hold on. Stop all of this. Stop all of this. You're talking too soon, because I watched Joey get excited against you lot against Arsenal. Oh, we're 2-0 up, and then they bottled it. So
I'm
It's
not
good
saying-
impression of me.
let's just wait, all right? There's a 90-minute game. Let's
Nah, I'm
just
just saying,
call.
at least you're now 1 point behind him again. Innit?
Look, see,
I'm talking to him
he
as
said,
well,
look,
because
there
he
you
looked
go.
at me like,
Look, he
and
said,
I'm
I'm not going to
thinking,
celebrate. He said,
this is Man City at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
We know you've
Let's
said
wait.
that a million
Let's-
times.
let's-
If there's
let's
anyone
wait.
who's told with that, it's you, Craig. And right now,
Rimming
you're on
them right
fraud
off.
watch.
Yeah.
And they're still top of the league.
and the
You lot
greatest
chat too
manager.
much shit.
And the
Listen,
greatest
Craig
manager
has
can
got
sort
2
this out.
teams in the top 2 in the league at the minute, okay? I hope you know that.
Wait,
Right?
what?
This
Wait,
guy
what do you mean?
can't lose, bro.
We're
Even-
fourth. We're not top 2.
Oh my!
He said you're supporting 2 teams in the top 4 with Man City
Oh,
and
he
Spurs.
said top
This
2.
guy can't even lose today, even though he said all this stuff about waxing lyrical about Pep. This guy's got a £10 bet on Chelsea to win. Ridiculous.
Yeah, because the odds were good. They were good. The Man City odds were shit.
Oh, City played it through beautifully, but nothing came
See,
of it.
just admit you lot are Man City haters. Just do that, man. I get
What
it.
do you mean Man City hate?
I hate
I'm an
Man
Arsenal
City.
No,
fan who wants
everyone.
Man City to
No,
lose
but
so we can win a title.
but everyone
I hate Man
hates.
City.
Let me say something. See, when people dominate things, it's like when Barcelona were killing it for years. Everyone wanted Barcelona to lose. They got sick of them winning.
Bro, we're
It's the sa-
competing with this team.
Bro, we
You,
literally-
I
It's funny
understand.
you've used
But
Barca
I'm-
as the
but I'm saying-
example because
I'm
what
saying
have
in
Man City
general.
and Barca both got in common?
Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, and
Pep Guardiola.
paying off
Brown envelope.
paying off referees
Bro,
as well.
you support
Seen it?
Chelsea, you're in no position to talk
paying
about
off-
paying for things and
paying
breaking
off.
rules
I
and
am.
all of that.
He's done
Like,
it.
how is
am.
any Chelsea
They
supporter
spend
in
the
any
money.
position to
They've
talk
done it
about
the
that?
right
Like,
way.
Question for the
They
table.
started this.
They've done
They
it the
started
right way.
oligarch stuff.
True.
Like they set the tone.
It's true.
Like what are we talking
Saying that
about?
when-
Yeah,
I've got
but
a question for
You
the
spent
table.
$1 billion as well.
Question for the table.
Oh, you got a point
At
there.
what point do we stop saying City haven't even got out of first gear yet and realise City might not
Maybe
be as
this
good
like
this
it.
season? You know what I mean? Like,
And they're still top, Brian. Like, what are we?
I think City are a
Maybe the
fantastic
lexicon.
team.
The lexicon.
They should be the favourites
The lexicon.
for the title and all of that.
And they're still
but
top after all of this.
okay.
when you watch them this season, for me, they don't look as.
No, they're not.
They haven't even been that good. They could potentially be losing 3 games, and they're still top. That's what I'm saying. They've won 9 games.
Yeah, but then that's addressing the argument as if people are sitting here going, City are rubbish, City are rubbish.
No,
and
I'm
you're
not
saying
saying
everyone's
that.
a City hater. What the point he's trying to make, or he's trying to ask, are City a little bit worse than last season?
Oh,
and if they,
look at this.
if-
and
Chelsea
my-
on the break.
overlap.
4v4.
Play him in
Chelsea
Sterling.
on the break. This is a
Sterling.
massive chance.
Sterling.
Raheem
Please.
Sterling. Oh, Reece James hasn't quite got
Again?
it right.
And my answer is we don't know. We don't know yet.
Aye, Chelsea have started this game brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done, Chelsea.
I think what
My answer is we don't know yet to that, Joey. We don't know if they're worse yet because the reality is this time last season at
that's
this
what I was
division they
saying.
weren't even
That's what I
top.
was gonna
Yeah.
say. You have to wait until the real tough part of the season. That's when they come into gear.
It's all speculation.
So that's why I'm holding myself back as well because I'm like, I know how they are in April.
And they ain't even got Kevin De Bruyne back yet.
And I've experienced in February to like.
No, but the world's best
different
manager
team.
can fix this and just make everyone play better. He's got good enough. He's the world's best manager. He can fix this and make everyone play better and just win this
Bro,
game.
this time, look, we're comparing them to last season. That's what he just said. That's the question, right? And this time last season, they weren't even top.
Yeah.
They're top right now. They're missing not only one of their best players, if not their best player, but one of the best players,
Mate,
if not the best player in the league.
Chelsea are
But
playing
it's-
so good right now. I've got to give them
But I'm
credit,
just saying,
man. This is
like-
the best I've seen them in a long time.
come on, Sturbo.
Oh, Sterling shoots wide. This is the steps that you wanted to see if you're a Chelsea fan
From
from
Mopo.
Pochettino. Of the gears are starting to turn. The team they're clicking into gear now, and they're finally looking. Like I said at the start of this show, we're expecting a team to come out. We're knowing who's going to start, where they're going to start. They're starting to play like they know each other now. Whereas for the first fucking 5 games, they look like they'd never met each other. They look like a team now.
You know, obviously, when you're down at rock bottom, which is where we felt we were last season as Chelsea fans, the only way is up. But I remember you asked me last week, you said, why are you so confident that Poch has got everyone on board?
Oh my God, City are fucking it's shambolic at the back here.
Action, man.
Jesus.
You was asking me
Man.
why I was so confident that Poch has got everyone on board. And one of the main things I would say is I look at players last season, right? Sterling's one that divides opinion. I personally thought that when you look
Oh, it's in again! It's what a save!
That's
What a
Sanchez.
save!
That's a super save right there. That was something amazing.
It
I
was
think
down
Haaland
the middle.
could have put it in the corner though.
It was down the middle.
Yeah, I
It
think
was
he
down
could have
the
put it in the
middle.
corner. He
Yeah.
could have put it in the corner. I forgot.
I have to say, Haaland kept that hard and low though, so like it's a hell of
Yeah,
a
no, it's a
save.
great
No, it's a good save, but
That's a
It's
fantastic.
savable.
you put it in the corner and it's a goal.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
What are we watching? It's a good game.
The touch though was like I didn't expect him to
Mate.
take that touch to control it.
Yo, Chelsea games are the ones.
Let's have a look and see how
it
far
got-
how
it
far
got
in the corner.
visited.
Oh my goodness.
Nah.
One-handed save, man. That was class.
It's a very good save.
Let's see.
Let's look it down.
Yeah, it's
bro.
nice. Within
Can I
his
just say,
vicinity.
can I just
Top
say
draw,
something? And I'm not just trying to dig out. Anana does not get down to that.
Yes, he does.
No, he
Anana's-
don't. He
Anana's
don't.
getting some clean sheets now, mate.
Yeah, but he don't deal well with low
Anana's
shots.
dealing with those
I love
ones
that.
now.
Low
He
shots,
is.
he don't deal well with.
Anana's doing his job.
Half time.
You're talking about Onana as if he's like, you know that kid, imagine you got a son who's finally not getting expelled all the time. It's like, well,
Yeah,
he's
he's
doing
sorted.
the basics. Do you know what I mean? He's turning up
fine,
for school. We're happy.
Anana don't save that either.
I'm not get
No.
out.
No, can I just say the point I was making on why I'm so confident of what Pochettino's doing at Chelsea at the minute? Look at certain players, yeah. Sterling, for the money he was bought in for, he wasn't what we thought he was going to be last season. This season, in comparison to the season gone by, he's been tearing it up. Gallagher. Let me just finish with this, yeah. Gallagher, another one who's been performing out his skin in comparison to last season. But the main one I need to talk about, Cucurella. I know we can look there and you go, give away a penalty. Cucurella, man, like the performances.
Oh! Undo! He said you're a fraud.
Jackson, I'll have a bit of that.
Let me explain what happened.
Leave it with me.
So Raheem Sterling does this unbelievable a bit of skill. He rolled back the ears there. He's through one goal, and then Jackson just yoinks it off of him and straight at the keeper. And you're like, "Fuck me, mate."
Turns around to Sterling, you win some, you lose some.
You miss all the shots you don't take. All right, I'm taking it.
Do you know what? I need to go back to Joey's point. Yeah, you talked about players.
It's early, man.
Not just so far, I'm just saying.
Nah, it ain't been good.
Who's that? Who's performing?
But we're going down. Doku. But we're going down the right more.
Doku or Martinelli?
At the moment, Martinelli is.
I think Doku's better.
You can't say Doku's done nothing in his. He scored that.
I think
he had that amazing game.
I think he's a better footballer. Personally,
it's too soon to say that. We haven't seen enough. We ain't seen the
so
body
why
of
are you
work.
asking the question?
Who are you comparing?
You said Martinelli or Doku. You can't say that. That's ridiculous.
No, it ain't.
It's too soon. Like Martinelli's done more already in the Premier League.
He's done nothing.
Who's better, Cucurella or Ashley Cole? Serious question.
You're taking the piss. Here we go. That's it. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, you mentioned making players better from where they were last season, and that's the point I made about Ten Hag. But you weren't having it. So it's like he's coming, and these players were dog crap. Literally, a lot of them, and he made them better. So when we say you can't improve players, he will improve these players. Now, the one player that he has to get into the team is the Mason Mount thing, which with a lot of Man United fans, we don't know why we bought him. We don't know why we gave him the number 7. I tried to speak to Chelsea fans. I'm like, how good is this guy? Because all I know him is Lampard's son, Lampard's child, and I don't know if he's really good. We kind of bantered him for a long time. Now it's just hope.
Yeah,
that's all we got on our side is hope.
I think the only thing I would say, and I'd make you right in terms of being able to improve the likes of Luke Shaw and other players in there. The point I was sort of making was with Ten Hag's transfers, and I know you've mentioned Martinez, fair enough. I would say that 9 out of 10 times Ten Hag's transfers at the moment have not been able to not only hit the ground running, but I think they've been subpar. A lot of his transfers.
It's only two. There's only 2. It's Anthony and Mount. It's only 2 that you can really be worried about. The other ones, what, loans? You can't. What are we going to say? A Wedco's emergency loan. Who's expected? Oh, 2-2.
Said it before I even went in.
You know, Akanji buries it from the cross.
You did it with no energy. Go.
Because I don't support Man City.
Really?
I'm going to jump up and go,
You know what, right? That is unbearable if you're a Chelsea fan because they have been so good this half. And Josh must be...
Josh is still chatting. Chelsea.
I hope he's all right.
Chelsea.
I mean, Doku won the corner. Oh, that is poor. That is poor from the middle. No one marking at all. That is
like bad. 2 free headers, by the way, from corners. You had the Thiago Silva one.
Why are we surprised? Chelsea are 10th, man.
I think they're 11th, actually.
No,
11th, thank you.
Well, they got 16 points. So Man's got like double that almost.
They took 3 off Spurs.
They've actually made more signings than points. It's crazy.
Did you beat Spurs? Well, you beat Spurs, didn't it?
Yeah, 9-man Spurs.
Yeah. You see that?
What's the score?
4-1.
Crazy.
4-1, yeah.
You're referencing the players that he's signed. So looking at the Ten Hag players that he signed for Manchester United.
I don't remember.
2-0, okay.
I'm just going to bring them up here.
Yeah, go on.
If you want to...
Yeah, let's go into it.
Anthony,
failure.
I think we know it's
failure. Stinks.
I think that's not just a flop, though. It's a massive flop.
Stinks.
Like,
it's a failure.
It's a monumental one.
It's defining.
Rasmus.
You can't call him a failure.
I like him.
Champions League goals.
He's been good in the Prem.
Champions League top goals.
No,
Champions League top goal scorer. Okay.
I think there's talent there.
Champions League top goal scorer. He hasn't got any Premier League goals.
I think there's talent there, but he's been a bit hit and miss.
Who's better, Højlund or Jackson? On the eye test.
You lot will regret this. This feels like.
You said Højlund.
I said Højlund.
Oh, I thought. Oh, my bad. I'm just so. I'm such a natural defender.
What was the question?
I thought you said
Højlund or Jackson. Who's better?
I thought you said Jackson.
On the eye test.
Højlund.
Okay. Okay. Casemiro.
Good player. Helped us do what we need to do, but he's gone backwards.
70 million euro. Has he progressed?
That's a lot of money.
But he done what
good business.
his first season.
That is awful business.
Honest, wait, are you lot mad? In his first season, Casemiro was a part of
You
what
don't buy
he
players
needed.
for one
You
season.
can't pretend. We was talking about him being one of the
KG,
best
do you-
players
do
in the
you think
midfield.
Man-
Yeah, when they bought Casemiro, they
He's
said
not
as
bad,
long
done
as he
bad.
wins us the League Cup, we'll be happy with that.
Do you think
And-
Man City
and
spent
that's what
30?
he-
At $1 billion spent. Are you taking the piss? At $1 billion
No, no,
spent.
no, no.
Talking about Man United at the moment, mate.
We're
This is
not
about
Ten
talking
Hag.
about Chelsea.
This is about
you
Ten
guys
Hag.
are scumbags. Everyone on this
Let
table
him
is a
finish
scumbag.
going through the
Let's-
signings,
okay,
KG.
Okay. So, general comments. Was Casemiro a good signing or not?
No.
You are really.
Long term, 70 million. No, you
No,
can't.
it's not black and white for me. Like, it wasn't a bad signing.
It's not a bad
It
signing.
was just, it was
It's a
okay.
poor investment.
It was
needed
okay.
it.
It was okay.
Do you think Man
Again,
City
for
spent
70
70
million
million pounds on
euro?
a 31-year-old?
But Casemiro's Casemiro. You're not
needed
gonna get.
Casemiro.
You're not gonna
But
get
it's not
Casemiro
good
for
business,
40
though.
million.
It's not good business.
Guys, we needed.
That's
There's
what
no
he's
sense.
asking.
He signed a 5-year contract. If 5 years from now you go, he helped you get top 4 in the first year, he also helped you win a League Cup, and then for 4 years, let's say hypothetically he didn't do
But he hasn't
anything
done
else.
that.
Let's say hypothetically he didn't do anything else for the rest of the time,
But that's a
and
horrible
you've got no sell-on value. Then
But
no,
by
it's a bad
KG's
sign.
own admission, it doesn't look like he's going to be at the level that he was
We
at last
don't-
season again. But
We
we'll find out.
We don't know
Okay.
yet. That's what I'm saying.
Moving on.
Thank
Mason
you very
Mount.
much.
Mason Mount.
That's the
Too
that's
early.
professional.
Too early.
Jury's still out.
Too early.
Jury's still out.
Sterling,
Jury's still out.
flop.
It's not looking great.
He's out. The jury's still out.
soon.
No.
Too
But like, let's be real though.
It's too soon.
No, but let's be real. If we were to say right now, does it look like a good signing? Yes or no?
No,
No, it doesn't.
no. Jury's still out, but
It's too
Okay.
soon.
Lisandro Martinez.
Good
player.
Good signing. However, this season he has
He was
been shite.
injured. He came back. They rushed him back.
It's a good signing.
They
He's a good
rushed him back.
signing. He's their best. He's their best centre back. So he's a good
My
signing.
worry is there was a lot of people who had decent seasons last season for Ten
Yeah.
Hag, Varane included.
He's only
who've-
had one
who-
season,
Who've looked
bro.
terrible this season. So
He's
I'm
only
just-
had one season. Let's be fair.
Okay.
Casemiro's a good signing.
it was-
No,
There's
it's not good.
there's-
It's okay. It's okay.
I think Martinez looked good last season, but I've seen a few stinkers this season. He needs to step it up when he comes back.
All right. Let's keep going.
Onana.
so far flop.
Good signing.
Terrible so
So
far.
far.
Good
flop.
signing. He's turning it around now.
So
He
far, terrible.
So far, flop.
He came in like how what do you call it, Evra and
Nah, he's cost
Vidic,
you points.
where
Stop it.
it's early, where they was unsure and he wasn't confident.
He's
But
the
he's
reason
got-
you're bottom of your Champions League group
He's got
almost.
the confidence back.
Like,
He's
what
got
are we talking about?
He's got his confidence back. You can't tell me that that's a bad keeper. This guy that got into the what do you call it, Ballon d'Or World 11. You
He's a
can't
good
come on. He's a
keeper,
good
but he's not a good
keeper.
signing.
He just needs to
do we
start
think
showing
that
it in the Man United side.
Just a question for the table. Do we think that those mistakes were a bit of a one-off, shaky moments, early doors, and now we're seeing him?
Yes.
Look,
Yeah, he'll get better. He'll get better.
Well, you can't get worse. But the point I'm making is,
Good player.
Are we seeing now he's a quality
Yes.
keeper? Or
I
not?
think he'll be a good signing for Man United. I do.
Thank you very
I
much.
do think he will be a good signing. I'm
Thank
not
you very
going to
much.
say
So
he'll be a
far, he's
flop.
Good player.
Nah, I'm not sure. I'm not convinced.
Not
You're
convinced.
right.
They should get De Gea.
Raya's
I'm not
making.
saying that. I'm saying he's better
Ryan
than Gea,
makes
but convinced
mistakes.
as a top goalkeeper.
Raya's making
Both
mistakes.
their
the-
keepers
How much
this
is
is-
he better
you know,
than?
your 50 million euro.
50 million.
This is good money.
Raya and Ramsey combined.
This
what you
is
get
good
on
money.
Arsenal. Is he better than both combined?
Can I just
Man
ask?
brought the books on you. He brought out the books on you.
I'm saying
Can I
can't
just
play both
ask?
of them.
Like, we're not going on hypothetical potential. We're going on right now. Had they been
Yeah.
a good
And
signing?
he's
And
big.
he's not. And he's
No,
not.
he's
He's
not
not.
now. I think he's turning it around, guys.
You're going
That's
off
the-
potential,
That's taking the
but nah,
liberties.
nah.
He's found his form. He came in. It was very shaky. It's very difficult playing for Man United, and now the guy's finding his form.
My take on Onana so far is like he had a horrible start. It was comedically bad, and it actually looked like the biggest waste of money in football history. However, since then he has started to look like somewhat of a goalkeeper,
And he has settled.
and he's looked all right. But I would be really worried as a Man United fan. I'd be thinking the fact that you had those makes me wonder, like, are they coming later in the season as well? So he needs to make sure that doesn't happen for the rest. You've run out of any more
Cream rises.
No,
Oh, look, he's got him in.
no more excuses, man.
Nicholas, you trash.
That was a shot at the defender from Nicholas.
Sterling is at
corner,
everything,
no?
though. Look at this. Watch Sterling.
ripping.
Plays a wonderful ball. Kind of
All right, so
It's good ball.
then after that,
Two
you've
flops in
you've
that.
got a few others.
two flops gone.
So Malacia,
You can't. How, guys?
I think you brought him in
can't
for
call
about
it. What?
quite a low fee.
Low
it was about
fee.
15 million.
15
Yeah,
million.
so you can't-
And he's injured. And he's out. He's
He's
injured.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not.
I just think he's a meh.
He hasn't played
He's
this
a meh.
season.
He's a meh.
He's a
Half time.
All right, half time.
Carry on. Let's keep going.
Amrabat.
Amrabat
Flop.
is on loan.
Flop.
Is he on loan?
He's on loan, but he's a flop.
There we go. Carry on.
Flop.
Everyone else?
Another keeper who I can't even.
Thank you very much.
Pronounce his
So
name.
we're saying we've got two flops in there.
Wout Weghorst,
On loan.
Flop.
On loan. Emergency signing.
Christian Eriksen.
He's not a flop. Let go and at the table. Flop. Where?
Ericsson on a free is not a flop.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's
never a
Johnny
flop.
Evans.
Good.
You playing good?
Yeah, good signing.
Playing good. Carry on.
Probably the best value he's got.
Yeah, I mean,
Carry on. So we're talking 2 flops
And Sabitzer.
on loan.
And Regular. Yeah.
On loan.
I think
so
a lot
we're saying 2 flop. We're saying 2.
I think it's terrible
Just out of
recruitment.
Just
I
to
think it's
recount,
terrible
just to
recruitment.
recount, I'm going to try and paraphrase what a lot of the table was saying. So we got Anthony, who was classed as a flop.
Yes.
Casemiro, who was not
It's
a
not a flop. You can't call
but
him
not
that.
a good signing.
Yeah, but you don't
given
bring a player in
long-term
to be
value.
in the middle. You bring him in to be a good signing. So
He's
you're
a-
sat there going, oh, only 2 flops. How many did we go, yeah, really good signing?
No, because
How many did we go, really good signing?
Casemiro's a good signing, but at this table, you lot don't want to make
let him go
Casemiro.
through-
Do
let
you
him go
bring
list.
someone in
Carry on.
to go, yeah, he's been all right.
Hey, we
You
done
bring
our-
someone in to
right
say
now,
he's been good.
Right now, you lot said that he's poor at recruitment, and we're
Okay,
saying there's 2
okay.
players that we're not sure about. One, you said it's too soon to judge in Mason Mount, and the other is Anthony, who's a flop.
So just to put it into Joey's terms of
Yep.
who do we think has looked good based on what we've seen under Ten Hag so far? I think Rasmus was seen to be
Yep.
a decent signing.
Yeah,
Lisandro
I like-
Martinez,
Martinez.
Martinez,
Casemiro,
No, we didn't say that's good.
who's
Stop.
looked good under Ten Hag. since he brought him in.
Ericsson, Johnny Evans.
Yes,
So there was 2 frees in that.
yes.
And I'm not really sure you said anything about any. Like Onana was meh. Casemiro
You
was a
guys-
bit meh.
You guys are taking
Mason Mount wasn't.
meh.
There's corruption
And then the
happening.
ones you've named as being good, yeah,
They're
good to the
debatable.
level, good to the
I
level
can
of what we expect of them. Are they players that are going to push you on to win a league?
There's corruption
Can I ask
at
you a
this
question,
Geordie
lads?
table right now.
Does everything I've read out there, including 85 million on Anthony, sound like 400 million pounds worth of signings? It
poor
doesn't, does it?
recruitment. It's poor
It doesn't.
recruitment.
It doesn't feel like he spent 400 million.
There's-
By the way, on a team that finished 6th when he inherited
Yeah,
them.
true.
That's the important.
And
bit.
we were rubbish. We had serious issues, guys. There's a
6
lot of
isn't
corruption.
rubbish, though, is it?
There's a corruption. There's a lot of corruption at this
KG,
table. Yeah, that's where it is.
6
There's-
isn't rubbish.
6, we were rubbish. We know. We Ralph Ragnick finished it saying we need open heart surgery.
Ralph Ragnick, a bit, but yeah,
Yep,
but Man
yep.
United fans quote him, but you didn't rate him enough to want to keep him. So
No, we
if
didn't.
you quote him, you keep him.
No,
right?
we couldn't play. We couldn't keep him. We couldn't keep him. They said that he was supposed to be a part of the strategy going upstairs.
Yeah.
He was never going upstairs. I don't know. They put the gag order on him. He was talking too much. They said, "You get out, mate." Now, when we look at Man United, you guys are saying that my manager's recruitment is all wrong, and I'm telling you that there's 2. A manager can make mistakes and bring
my
in players.
manager.
Yeah,
all
my
managers
manager,
make
bro.
mistakes.
2, he's made right now. There's Mason Mount that we're unsure of, and we're unsure of Anthony.
My
So
main-
only,
unsure.
so only 150 million worth of 2 transfers that you're unsure on.
But we can't. Mason Mount's too soon, and Anthony, I think he's a flop. That's. But the managers. You
think?
But then let's have it right. In the league, people make mistakes in this thing. They're not gonna. What is
only
it?
you.
Every
Forget,
player
no,
didn't work.
Forget recruitment.
Pepe didn't work.
No, but listen. Forget
Pepe didn't
recruitment.
work. It happens.
You play shit football. If we take the recruitment away, you play shit football.
But then
There's
have
no
you-
style of football. Your
There you
manager
go.
has no charisma.
I'm gonna see how good Tottenham play with these injuries. Because when injuries happen, it lets us know about a team.
I'm just saying.
There you go. It's,
Since
it's
he's come,
there.
you haven't played good football, though.
When
Have they played good
when
football
Joey
since
gets
he's
to
arrived?
say, when Joey gets to say, my team can't play attacking football because we haven't got Reece
Have
James.
they played good football
What's
since he's
going
arrived?
on?
Ten Hag.
Okay.
Has Ten Hag? Have they played
Yeah,
football
I'm
since?
in here, bro, fighting for my life, bro.
I appreciate it. For me, though,
Is that Derek Chisora?
you can't have the same level of expectation on how Spurs bounce back from injuries to Manchester United because the level of money invested in the squad
nowhere
is
near.
not
No,
even
know.
comparable. So the standards Ten Hag has to live up to and Big Ange are completely different. You can't be like,
Very
we've got
true.
injuries, you've got Eddie Howe's injuries with
Here
the
we go.
squad that we've
There we
got
go.
can't be compared
There
to
you
Manchester
go.
United.
We're now seeing
Our
it
record
now.
signing 60 million still to this day. That's
Till this day.
60
There we
million.
go. Listen, yeah.
We ain't spent
There's an
100 million like other people here.
There's an agenda on Brian's side of the table. I don't know what, and I know actually I do know what Man United's done to Brian, and that's why he can't look at us objectively. But he's already come with a dossier. He already come with a form to now blame your situation, saying injuries. I don't want to hear injuries in Tyneside. You lot better turn up and do your job. Him going over to the fans is an absolute disgrace. Well, he got injuries.
slipped
No,
it.
he went to the fans. We got injuries. We got no, bro. Play better. How are you losing? You lost to Bournemouth yesterday, and I celebrated that. I was over the moon. I was over the moon, bro.
Do you know what's mad?
Gergen pressing this guy.
in the Newcastle in the last week in the Newcastle fan base, I've been like, Arsenal fans and Man United fans are really enjoying us losing a
Yes.
game. I'm like, oh, we've arrived.
You've arrived. No, you're here.
We're in the conversation.
Oh, you're here.
We're a part of this conversation now, and that rightly so because oh, lads, we've got so much Saudi money, we're going to fucking ruin your whole next 10, 20 years. It's going to be a nightmare. But for now, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while it lasts, because we're coming for everything. We're taking no prisoners. But you talk about injuries. We've got a lot. I'm going to get on Newcastle later.
Yes.
In terms of the Ten Hag stuff, the thing I'm quite fascinated by,
Yes,
and also pissed off by, but I do respect it, is winning ugly, and you keep doing it. Now, the only issue is like, at some point, fans want to see, like, where is this actually
Wonderful
going?
football.
And I've seen a lot of Man United fans actually starting to turn the corner and come onto my way of thinking a bit of, like, what is the fucking plan here? Because, yes, we're nicking results, but we don't look like we're building towards anything.
Yeah.
So, where
blame?
are you at right now?
My thing is, who's to blame right now?
The manager picks a team, puts
when the players get in front of goal and they're not scoring. Like, we've got our... I don't think they've got one goal between the strike force. And now these guys are getting chances and they're not finishing them. Yesterday, there was 4 gilt-edge challenges, 4 gilt-edge chances that they did nothing with.
That save from the Højlund shot, though.
That one was good. That one was all right. But then you saw Rashford picks the ball up, and Rashford scores this every day of the week. He can't find the back of the net. Garnacho has a wonderful chance. Man United this season have been
come on.
terrible.
On that one game, I'll completely concede that Man United had some great chances. Yep. The Fulham game, I'd honestly, fuck me, I'd rather watch reruns of EastEnders or something. It was fucking terrible.
But then whose fault is it? If the players, let's say we score a goal, and then the players just, their heads drop and they give away a goal so
Manchester
quickly.
United fans like this, whose fault is this argument? Come on. Like, it's the same fault as it is in every fucking club across the whole world, right? The players take a certain level of responsibility. The manager picks the tactics. He chooses the team. Like, whatever reason.
But could you not say our players are weak mentally, though? Because as soon as we score, we just give away a lead.
I agree that there is some issues with mental weakness, but equally, there's a reason why certain managers are hailed as man motivators, certain managers are tactical geniuses, certain managers are different things. I'm still yet to understand what Ten Hag is. Like, I don't know what his speciality is, because when it comes to motivating your team, I think there's a real issue there.
No, I think, honestly, I feel this manager, like, he's under the cosh, and I get it. It's the biggest club in the Premier League, so it's going to be like that, where whenever something happens at Man United, it is a natural crisis. Now, Man United, or a team that we've won our last 4 and 5 in the Premier League, so we're actually trying to turn in the form charts in the Premier League. We're turning the corner.
You're playing terrible sides.
But that's fine. But that's fine. Right now, we have to be pragmatic, because if we can't keep losing, and then again, we need some of these players to come back, because you can list off a bunch of players that you've had missing. I'm saying to you, we've lost Lisandro Martinez. Varane can't stay fit. We just lost Eriksen yesterday. We've right now got a Højlund that's
been playing
we've got
teams.
loads.
You've been playing a lot of teams, mate.
We lost
who don't
Aaron
have even
Wan-Bissaka.
a shred of the quality.
We lost Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We lost Shaw. We've lost players.
I'm not disputing that, but I'm saying you've had enough quality in that side to beat a lot of the teams put in front of you. And at times, you've been winning games, but you've been losing a lot as well.
We've been losing loads of games.
We
haven't been good. I can't tell you. Our best performance was against Copenhagen, and we lost. Imagine that. Our best performance was against Copenhagen, and we lost. So I'm not going to skirt away from
what was the second best performance? Bayern Munich lost that,
and Arsenal.
So if you look at the games you've actually won, they've been horrendous, and that's often because I think you've been expected to beat them, and they've presented challenges to you. And again, Ten Hag tactically has not been able to break a lot of teams down.
He can break the team. I think honestly, what we have lost is last season we was playing a different style of football, and he said, you know what, I'm going to bring in Onana, and I'm going to try and make us play out from the back, and we're going to try to be a bit more expansive. We haven't been able to achieve that this season. Now, what he has to, Ten Hag, the fans don't want to hear, oh, we've got injuries, that's okay. No, fix it. So now he's gone against what he wants to do and said, you know, Scott McTominay, you're in here, this guy's in there, we're gonna grind out results until the team gets confidence back. Because first of all, we had to even boost up their confidence of their Onana.
Ten Hag for that, actually, because I think
so. Who gets the credit?
Let me explain. I think McTominay has forced himself into that team through grit, steel,
That's what players are meant to do, though.
No, good on him, right? I'm not taking anything away from the lad. But what I'm saying is, let's be real. That lad was supposed to be out the door in the summer, and Mason Mount was supposed to be the one doing this.
Yep.
Your plan for whatever the fuck it was, clearly has not worked, and that's a hell of a lot of money that you put on that plan.
Also, Harry Maguire, you look at the way he's playing at the moment. I think Harry Maguire he's come back and been doing really well.
Really good.
Yesterday, I was watching your game yesterday. He was picking balls out to the wing, left, right, and centre, doing really well, finding Garnacho. And I'm sort of looking at that, and I'm thinking it's weird because in a roundabout way, has Ten Hag, going against his will, almost stumbled upon a little bit of a recipe for success there? And now the interesting thing is, let's say, for example, the players you've spoke about being injured, they do come back from injury. Now what does he do? Because if all of a sudden he does drop Maguire and he does drop Scott McTominay, I know Varane's back and he can play, but say for example more players come back and he does drop them too, again, it's going to be bad man management because they're going to look at him and they're going to go, we basically saved your job when
no,
things
but
weren't
this is
going well.
and this is the thing with Ten Hag, and this is the part that we're seeing from him in terms of Varane is back right now, and a lot of Man United fans expect Varane to play. He's not playing him. The first time when he said we played a game, he said the last one everyone hated when he said tactics. He said I play in Maguire for tactical reasons, and everyone's like, wait, what? But then if he finds a play, if he's saying it's working, he's not going to rip it up. McTominay is, as everyone said already, McTominay is keeping Mount out of the team. Why? Because he feels that he's deserves to be there. Now, until he makes a mistake, that's when he gets pulled out. So I definitely do believe that
it's very easy to keep Mount out the team right now when he's playing, though. It's not a lot to beat, is it? Like, it's not whatever you thought Mount was supposed to be doing. It ain't fucking happening, bro.
He hasn't started yet.
But has he been given an environment though? You look at Mount's like midfield around him, Casemiro, Fernandes.
He hasn't played. Casemiro's out.
So
Just to be clear, Rafa Varane, 340 grand a week.
Yeah, it is crazy.
A week.
Whoa, is that his wages?
340.
You know, Sancho's on a 50
and he didn't bring.
See the way he
Ten Hag-
dresses?
I'll tell you. Let me tell you some
Ten
of the
Hag
wages.
didn't bring him in,
Let me
though.
tell you some of the wages just for the kicks, right?
Go on.
We got Casemiro 350.
Wow.
Varane 340. Rashford 300. Anthony Martial 250.
Jesus.
That is daylight
He used to have
robbery.
the hair on
His
20 as well,
agent
yeah.
deserves all of the credit.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, incredible.
Over a mil a week.
Sancho 250, Bruno Fernandes 240. So your most talented footballer at the club is on 100 grand less than Casemiro.
And club captain as well.
110 grand less than Casemiro.
I know I have a lot of
That
Man
is
United
mind-blowing.
fans. I have a lot of Man United fans have said to me before, oh yeah, you and your 7-year contracts. Mikhailo Mudrik's 7-year contract, come the end of it, pays less than you paid Mason Mount over 5 years. So it doesn't
But
always
we're poorly.
work.
We know we as in all the sides in the Premier League, we're the worst run.
Yeah.
Like
What I
without
will
a
give
doubt.
Ten Hag credit for is, aside from some of them, some of the other new players he's bringing in, like Rasmus Højlund, 85 grand a week, like it does seem like they're trying to get more reasonable moving forward.
fix it.
But they've made so many
But it's
bad
confusing
decisions.
because
And
some
phasing
are
it.
young signings, and you got Onana, and then you got Casemiro.
Onana's gonna-
As in, like,
Onana's
it's a
been
mix of
playing
like
for
I
years.
don't get your plan. Are you trying to build a team for now or for the future? Because Højlund's for the future.
Højlund's for the
now.
future.
It's a mix. and
Onana
that's
a
that's
goalkeeper
the
can
confusion
stay
for
for
United
years.
fans is I don't know what your
No,
style
we
of
needed
play is.
we needed.
What is your style of play right now?
We needed it. We haven't got
That's
players
the point,
that
and
we
you
haven't.
can't
We're
have-
possessional.
Whose project's more attractive, their project or Chelsea's project?
Chelsea's.
Why?
How?
That's
But why?
How?
Chelsea.
Easy. No, you
Chelsea.
can't
I
say
wanna know
how. In
why.
all fairness,
I wanna know
surely
why.
you
What's
look-
the-
The reason
but
why
then-
Chelsea's more.
I'm not
is
saying.
because-
I haven't said
is because
anything.
at least with them, we're going youth. As in, you can see the clear route they're going towards. With you guys, it's a mix of youth, experience,
But
traditional
then we haven't
football,
got the
part of the
funds.
I wanna play counter-attack.
We haven't got the same funds they have.
Paying
We have the same funds as
£300,000
Chelsea.
Yeah,
a
you
week.
do.
We
Brian,
have,
Brian, are you hearing this?
We have the same
He
funds
said-
as Chelsea. I said we haven't got the same funds as they have.
No,
Do you
you
not
got the
believe
same
that we
funds.
have the same
You're
funds as
You're
Chelsea?
paying higher wages than them.
Wait. Do you look honestly round this table? Do you believe we have the same amount of money in the transfer market as Chelsea?
Yes.
Probably do, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You do. Why don't
you
you?
pay,
Fair.
your wage bill's more,
Then it's
and
not
your
fair.
wage
But that's
bill's
not even
more,
that's
and
not
over
fair.
the
They're not
last 6
comparison. Look
years,
at
you've
Arsenal,
spent
for example.
fractionally less.
I
in
understand
terms
the,
of
the
transfers.
wages is where we're.
Everyone says the thing about a billion.
No, but you know
You
when you
spent
talk about.
fractionally
You know
less.
when you talk
Spend a lot.
about. Oh my goodness.
You
I
spend a
can't
lot.
believe
You
what's
spend a lot.
happening.
70 mil on a 31-year-old.
I can't believe what's happening here. You lot are taking it.
You should believe it, because over the last 6, 7 years,
you're telling
6,
me
7
we got
years,
Chelsea
you've spent
money.
fractionally less. Your
Wait.
wage bill's
Yeah,
more.
but KG,
No,
that's
look, within
not the point.
the realms of financial fair play, you can spend just like what Chelsea can spend. You can afford to do that. You're one of the clubs that can do that.
Can't,
You
because
turn
we
over
don't-
the revenue to
no,
do
but
that.
then in financial fair play, we can't do that. We haven't. We're
You've
not.
been
do you
able
mean?
to outspend.
I think the Glazers are choosing to spend, what they class as a reasonable amount.
Yeah.
But legally, they could, because of FFP and how mega of a club Man United are, they could go further, which I think is what the Radcliffe thing is going to be, where
Yeah.
he comes in, throws 300 million into the transfer kitty, which legally they can blow everyone out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if you'd gotten Sheikh Jassim, he would have.
Oh, we would have.
It would have been over for everyone.
We would have went crazy.
because you've got all of
The issue isn't this,
the
yeah.
books will balance so well
Yeah.
for Man United
They don't
compared to
have
the rest
it's
of
not
them.
the money
anymore.
you spend, it's how you're spending
Not
the money.
anymore.
That's my
Like,
confusion.
the issue that we're having is we bought a lot of players in. You know when you talk talk about like net spend and stuff, we don't sell anyone. No one's left Man United for a profit. Our only profit that's left the club, 2 players, Alanga, Dan James. Yeah, no one else.
When you think about when you think about the kind of players you could actually sell, the Rashfords, obviously you don't want to,
Yeah.
right? And some of the players,
And we get to final year contracts.
When you buy players like Casemiro or Varane, like you ain't thinking about
You're not selling them. No, but you're not thinking of that. But then even it's poorly run. Like Martial right now, even as you said, great wages he's sitting on. We've sent him on a few loans. Martial's he's in his final year of his contract. So right in Jan, he's allowed to talk to other clubs. He's going to leave for free. He's leaving for free. We let Pogba be at the club twice. He left for free twice.
It was such a bad lesson to learn. You had to do it twice.
We do this. Like Man United are a poorly run club. That's what I'm saying. When you talk about us versus Chelsea, there's totally difference in terms of what we're doing in terms of the environment.
Just to round off the Man United chat. Obviously, it's not been a great start for Ten Hag, and by some miracle, in my opinion,
we're still in it.
You're in a really good position because, and this is why I've picked you guys to finish above Chelsea. Even though I think Chelsea are a better overall football team, and I think next season Chelsea are going to leave Man United behind and going further. But right now, United have those match winners. What do you think you'll end up roughly in the league?
I think it's 4th now. I think we got a chance for 4th. I think it's weird because I kind of want us to be out of the Champions League, but the pride of me wants us to play and give it all I've got. But I don't want to end up in Europa.
Mate,
if we end up out of the Europa,
I don't want the Europa, mate.
It's horrible.
Fuck me.
That's going to ruin our season.
Not when we're already a fucking graveyard of a fucking squad right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Europa will kill Man United. So you kind of just want to be focused on Premier League only. You know, so I think fourth, if we get knocked out of the fourth, we'll get knocked out of Champions League. We could just focus on the Premier League and FA Cup run, and that's it. That's Man United's hopes this season.
Mate, that last minute fucking situation you had against Copenhagen, I felt that was mad. But I kind of enjoyed it because I also thought you guys have been doing that to other teams all fucking season. You
but with some of the decisions, yeah, I know there's people complain about VAR. Man United, and there was this article that came out about we've had the most punitive decisions this season with VAR. Like even that last one, I couldn't believe it. In the first half against Man City, that's the last thing you want to give away. They said Højlund, it's a grab. Oh, hold on.
Spread it
Foden on the right side.
Into the box, overlapping run.
Oh,
that's
that's a good run.
Oh, what a goal.
Erling Haaland
You saw it happening though.
Mate,
you saw it happening.
Chelsea were in fucking slow motion.
Bloody hell, we were so slow the way it happened as well.
Mate, that overlapping run, how did nobody track that?
Oh my goodness. Once again, we're looking at Craig. Craig's looking at us, looking at the table saying,
I'm not saying anything.
Well, he gave me the eyes of someone that told me.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying Joey looked at me when it was 2-1 and I just said, that's all I said.
The thing for me that I feel for Chelsea,
you're a
because
criminal, man.
How am I a criminal?
You can play as well as you want, right, lads?
It's Man City.
You can play as well as you want for 45 minutes, but just like against Arsenal, they played so well in that game for so long, and fuck me, to be 3-2.
He's onside.
Quality's quality, man.
Brutal.
And he
for
did
Chelsea.
nothing. There's no dive in there. Wonderful.
I can't believe that City are in the lead here. From the do you know if you just took away the goals, it's absolutely mad.
Why?
He's going to score
because on the balance of play,
they were given a goal.
No, City were given a goal for that cheat.
His Corey.
But no, I just think. Look, it's a credit to the talent in the City dressing room, but fucking hell.
Yeah, but that's what you call a difference.
Chelsea have played really well here.
That's the luck my guy needs.
Yeah, but they're 11th.
Ain't getting that luck.
They're 11th, Brian.
Yeah, stick the knife.
They're 11th.
Stick the knife.
They're
in.
shit.
Stick the knife in. Yeah.
Why do you think I was so hurt about the result?
I know, but I think that Chelsea's actual league table position is deceiving because.
Is it VAR? Handball?
Nah, it's not.
Nah.
It's deceiving because I think the first 5 games of Chelsea's season.
One. Nice.
Does it hit his
That
elbow?
would be crazy hard.
Going
They
in,
give
yeah.
that.
Would be crazy hard. Like the ball sliding, the ball is sliding behind him.
The game's gone.
By the way, a handball was given the other
game's
day.
gone.
I can't remember which game it was, where the ball comes from behind the lad and it hits him here. He doesn't know anything about it. So not knowing where the ball is not an excuse.
No, but after the ball's crossed the line.
Fuck no.
That's a whole new thing. After the ball's crossed the line, a handball given.
That can't be given. That can't be given.
Sure,
That's wild.
But Yes, it's a goal.
Imagine giving a handball after the ball's crossed the goal line.
The game's gone. After that, the game's gone. It's official.
The point I was making about Chelsea is the first 5 games, it was like, hello, mate, who are you? Like, they didn't know each other, this team. So we're now seeing, now that they are clicking into gear and getting to know each other.
We're giving them excuse.
Some decent football. I don't think they're an 11th place team at all, mate.
Everyone's cussing us for losing back-to-back games,
I think
right?
they're an 11th place team.
Wait, no, let me do this. Please.
Go on.
Everyone's cussing us for losing back-to-back games. We got a new manager. We're new into our project, just like Chelsea are.
Yes.
New manager. Couple months into the project. They're 11th.
Yes.
We're 1 point off the top, but people are on us. How does this make sense?
And you didn't spend $1 billion.
And we didn't spend anything, really.
I think you're great, Craig.
And we lost our best player, our all-time legend.
I don't care what everyone else is saying.
You make a great point.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, go on.
Chance.
Oh.
You make a wonderful point, Craig.
I don't understand. No one's looking at Chelsea like, getting on to them, cussing them. We should be sticking the knife in them.
I think people are sticking the knife in to wind you up, Craig.
Who's actually getting onto Tottenham now? You're saying that everyone's getting onto Spurs. No, you've lost a couple of games and you're feeling a bit in your feelings about it.
Listen.
You've lost a couple of games and now you're thinking, everyone's getting onto us.
No, but people
one really gives a fuck about Spurs.
I've seen it on the timeline. Before I even came here, he said Babs was saying stuff about Spurs.
It's getting hot on the table. It's getting hot on the table.
He's getting emotional because they're losing.
No, you say,
getting hot.
Dry your eyes, mate. Dry your eyes. You were up. You tried sticking it. You tried sticking it to me.
We beat you the other day and you lost yesterday.
You tried sticking it to me when you were 2-1 up and now you're 3-2 down. You've let him free. Like, let's. It's Man City at the end.
I like the anarchy at this table.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. You beat us with 9 men. Cool. Fair enough. That's cool. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you're 11th. We're 4th. So that's fine.
The point I was making was just purely that I think Chelsea have assembled a whole bunch of new players together. Whereas with Ange had a squad there that were already
that were 8th. That were terrible.
That were already familiar with each other. That's all I mean. And I think he's added some
Van der Ven, Vicario.
He's added some quality to it, and they overachieved massively, right? No doubt about it.
They've had the same owner for about 15, 20 years as well.
Yeah,
horrible owner.
We've had a new owner come in. We've had a lot more turmoil in the club. So I'm not even saying that. I'm not even making a Spurs comparison. But what I'm saying is, you're the one that made it, and you're saying, it's the same for us. It's not the same for you. It's not the same.
I feel like everyone's kind of just letting Chelsea off. Like they've been shocking this season, and everyone's
not
kind of
really
because like Man United's getting more heat.
How?
And Man United
You say we've been shocking. Look at the games we've had, the big games we've had this season. We drew to Arsenal.
Yeah.
We drew to Liverpool.
Yeah.
We've played well so far in this game. This isn't said and done, and obviously we beat you.
You're 11th.
Yeah, but you can carry on saying you're 11th. You're 11th. I could say to you, you've never won.
Are you good? Are you good?
You've never won. Are you good? You've never won anything. You've never won a trophy. And you'll go. It's not relevant. Neither's the fucking fact. We're 11th.
But we have.
Can I just explain why?
You ain't won the European Cup.
I just want to explain why.
But we have.
The reason we're getting on to Chelsea,
I
think, is because Chelsea, despite all the money they spent, they finished 12th last season. So the expectation for Chelsea, I don't think is that great right now.
Oh my goodness! Could have been a box.
Should have scored.
Alvarez with a body on the edge
I
of the
hear
box.
that, Brian. But look, they ain't got no Europe, just like us, right? They got no Europe. They've bought a lot of talented young players.
$1 billion.
And they're 11th.
And this is my point. This is
If
like
you spend
for
$1
me.
billion,
I just feel like people aren't really getting on to them that much.
Because I
feel like they're getting a bit of an easy ride compared to Man United. Compared to Spurs. This is what I think. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree.
You know what? I think you make.
You don't have to agree. But is anyone talking about them when they lose? People just go.
Craig, I want to ask
Chelsea.
I want to ask you a serious question. If you are,
they won the Champions League just a couple seasons ago.
I need to ask you a serious question. If you are 11th, it does say that you're not good in it. Like that's official. Would the table say that?
We're killing Man United, and Man United are above them
I think the
by
table say
5
that.
points.
And that's why I'm giving them credit right now, because I'm saying for a team in 11th, I'm surprised at how good they have looked at times this season.
They don't deserve that
And I
credit.
think that by the end of the season, we will see that the quality we're seeing in these games at times,
shameless.
if they can actually start putting this together more often, will turn a corner.
Okay, and until then, we're going to kill them.
Fair
Until
enough.
then.
Fair enough.
Until then, they can get all the corn.
You're compromised. It's because of Josh. You're not going to see it the way you're compromised. That's all it is.
I'm not. If anything, I get a bit of enjoyment when Josh is suffering. It's a bit of fun. But
no, but you know what? All jokes aside, I'm doing all of this, but I can actually see. I can see the potential in Chelsea, though. I can see it. There's good players there. And I said this from the beginning. I actually said this from the beginning. I rate Pochettino, obviously. He was at Spurs. I said if Chelsea wants someone to work with young players, there's not many managers out there. You need to look beyond Pochettino. I think over time, this will come good, this project under Pochettino. I don't know how long. I can't say that.
By
But I
next
think
season?
it will come good. because I
They're
believe in
definitely
Pochettino.
better than last season, but it's not
Last
quite.
season was 15th though. What
It was
12th.
12th. So
They could still get something out of the
so
game today.
Just for context, they won 11, drew 11, lost 16 last season. So they're not going to be as bad as that.
course they are
The question is at some point you understand with this American owner. The pressure will mount on Poch. So right now, I think there's a bit of understanding. Bunch of new lads. You got to get the time, get this right. But next year, pretty much from January onwards, you need to start looking like a team that is going to be top 4 next season at the very least. So, like what Eddie Howe did, he had top 4 form for the second half of the season. The following season, he got top 4. That's the minimum we should expect from Pochettino, especially if he gets a striker in January.
Yeah, I think if you look at Todd Bowley, surely he would be able to understand from the little he probably does know about football, he'd be able to understand that you can't expect a job done if you don't give someone the tools. And as much as you can say, you spent $1 billion, that's fine. Who have they spent it on? Have you got a number 9 in who's been given the okay by Poch to bring in? Let's remember Nicholas Jackson was agreed before Poch came. So once he gets that final little piece that should propel us up the league, then you can base it. And you know what? The thing is, like, it's almost an irrelevant conversation because I look at what's going on at Chelsea and I do think that we're going to come good. I do think that we're going to be in a position come next season where we're challenging. And I'm not writing off the possibility that we have a push this season and then go on and get European spaces, whether it be Europa League or Champions League. So I think that Poch has got time in the bank. And I think that also when you look at Todd Bowley, yeah, he got rid of Graham Potter, but I think we were all able to go, yeah, he weren't really the man. He didn't have the aura to be a Chelsea manager at the end of the day. So I think Poch will be all right for the time being.
I agree, but if, let's say, I think if you guys don't finish in the top 8, given this level of investment, even with all of the excuses that we can go through, I think that would be a poor season.
Yes, terrible.
I just think because the quality we see in these games, and then the times where you draw against Arsenal and then you go and lose to a Brentford or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those need to be shot out and cut out immediately because I think Poch will be under pressure.
You said he's
soon.
going to have him.
No.
Oh, well,
Nothing.
Reece.
Does anyone
Yellow card as well.
Doku booked for diving. He should have booked Haaland as well.
Right.
Just to touch on that, does anyone believe, or in Pep Guardiola, who we can't get obviously, realistically, managers that are out there, does anyone believe anyone could come in and do a better job than Pochettino at the moment? Because I think context is everything. You've got to look at where we are in the current landscape. Say we do finish 8th. Is it a failure? Yes. But does every single failure need to constitute in a manager being sacked? I don't think it does. I think that sometimes...
I don't know if 8th is a failure. I think 8th
For
is
Chelsea.
That wasn't really a dive, though.
For Chelsea, I think 8th is like bare minimum. That is okay for a first season.
Yeah.
It's underwhelming. It's underwhelming. But... They've taken so long to actually click these guys. As long as they show that they're actually doing something and things are clicking and 8th happens, that's fine.
Hold on.
But if we're sitting there and we're watching a draw against Arsenal, then a loss against Brentford, and all of this inconsistency with Chelsea at the end of the season, and we're not seeing any patterns forming, I think Poch is fucked.
Bav, I need to hear from
But we
you
are,
right
but
now.
we are at the minute. We are
as-
seeing patterns forming.
I agree.
Yeah.
And as long as that continues, he's fine.
As a London representative, Bav, what are you saying about this? Because I don't know if the bar's been lowered right now because Chelsea are a top 4 side, and the Chelsea that I know, winners.
Yeah,
So I don't see you lot as a team
Can I
that
just say,
will
you
finish
just
8th.
mentioned there the bar being lowered, yeah?
Yeah.
We're saying it like that's a shot. Of course the bar's been lowered.
Oh, now you
We finished 12th last year. Of course the bar's been lowered. We
Doku
finished 12th
breaks
last
into the
season.
box. Big chance. Shoots.
At the
Save.
end of the day-
Good save.
At the end of the day, the
target,
bar's been lowered, and the bar has rightly so been lowered. Because do you know what happens if you don't lower the bar when you've just finished 12th and when you're losing at home to the likes of Brentford? You get made a fucking meme out of. You look like an idiot. You look like one of these Arsenal fans when they were doing bad.
go on there,
No,
mate.
not yourself. You look like one of these
We all
Arsenal
know.
fans
We all know
when
who
they
it
were
is.
doing. Yeah, exactly. You look like one of these Arsenal fans when they were doing bad.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden are calling for Wenger's head literally when it first starts, and all of a sudden they're saying, we should be winning the league. When you look at the squad and you're going, hold on, Koscielny at the back,
Bentner up top.
and Bentner up top. So what I'm saying is, sometimes the bar needs to be lowered, and that's just being
I hear it.
realistic. That's what I think.
Unfortunately,
Not
that's
about you, Bab.
that's not. We all know football YouTubers about the dumbest statements spoken the loudest, right? Like that's, and you're coming at it from a very different angle, Joey. I appreciate that. That's a new one for me.
Analysis.
I like where you're going with this football YouTube.
Go on, Bav.
Look.
Are you having that 8th though? Let's be
Nah,
real.
but it's because people are used to Chelsea being bad. That's what it is now. Like in the last 2 years, people are just used to. They used to see it. They're like, okay, 12th year, we've seen it last year. Like it's not a shock. Whereas if last year they were 4th or 5th and now they're 11th, it'll be a bigger shock.
Okay.
Because
By the way, Doku had a stinker.
we've come. There's only so many times you can laugh at someone and it'll be funny. The joke's done now. We know it's like, all right, cool, yeah, Chelsea lose. Like we're used to it now, innit?
Doku is off for Grealish. What
He
do
had
you think?
he had a stinker.
Reece,
Do you think he had a good game?
No.
No. Reece James
Martinelli,
is going to get
I'm-
on from the bridge today. He's
Yeah,
going to
I'm
put
just
his keys on the
saying,
table.
Gabriel
He's going
Martinelli
to put his wallet
against
on the
Man City
table and he's
scored
going to
the
put
winning
Doku
goal.
on the table.
One at a time.
I'm just
What you
saying-
saying, Bubs?
What?
Gabriel Martinelli against Man City scored a winning goal. I'm just saying. I'm just,
You know what?
Yeah, but what's he done against Reece James, Martinelli?
I'm just saying against
No,
Man
but that's
City,
who he's
he
playing
scored
against
that
right now, though.
against Man City.
Reece James.
I think
Reece
it was a
James is
great test for
top player.
Doku to know where is he right now. He didn't have the will.
Oh my!
Again,
Sterling is having a.
Sterling hates Pep Guardiola.
He does.
He wants blood for being sold.
Sterling is having a.
I don't think
great
Sterling and Walker
game.
will be friends after this.
Do you
game.
not think though, Chelsea fans, if you're watching this shift Sterling's putting in right now, thinking, where was this the other week?
Yeah, but
No,
then-
but we know why he's doing it.
No, but
City.
he showed this
That
another
should be that
game.
every week, mate.
I know he
Don't
should.
come in like you're on steroids just because fucking Pep Guardiola.
Wait,
but
no,
then-
he played like this against Spurs. He was on fire in that Spurs
Yeah,
game.
but not as good as this is.
He was hungry.
Allow it.
Cole Palmer, he's he's missed it. How's he missed?
He did well. The balance.
Oh,
was
he
great.
struggled to keep
That's
his feet.
foul.
Ref, that's a yellow
Naughty.
card.
To be
Referee.
fair, Palmer
Yeah,
struggled to
jeez.
stay on his feet there. He was
Hey, these
getting
Man
pushed.
City players are furious about leaving.
Cole Palmer and
Look at
Sterling,
Cole
innit? They are.
They are furious.
This is
Great run, great balance.
I would have went down.
I would have went down.
I should have went
as
down
well.
on one. Should have taken.
Apparently, gamesmanship's not allowed.
Don't you think you should have
Definitely
gone
not.
down for one of these?
See,
Hold on, where is it? Where is it?
That
There.
could
That's
go
the-
down.
Holland
Those would have
would've
been weak.
The Rodri one. No?
He would have got done.
Checking.
So go down, man. If you give me that option, I'm taking it. Kane
You
did
know
it all
what?
the time.
You're one-on-one with the keeper, though, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to go
And he
down
missed.
when it's one thing to go down when you're towards the edge of the corner of the box or whatever.
Yeah.
You're right through on goal.
I hear it.
I get
man.
it.
Yeah, you want to.
But he felt 2 bits
This
of contact
game
there.
is not over in terms of like.
It's not over.
I think.
Oh no! He
he
took his
went mad.
passport.
Haaland.
He took his
Bernardo
passport on
Silva
that
went
one.
mad. Bernardo Silva went mad. I'm not
Jeez,
even gonna.
that's not
It's
even
Grealish.
Go on,
breaking in.
show what Doku couldn't do.
Passes it to Phil Foden. Save.
This has got a draw. I got.
No.
Chelsea, to be fair though, we were bantering Chelsea. We're good to watch, aren't we?
Yeah.
Whether
No,
I'm
you
not
are.
just saying in what we do, I'm saying in all of our matches.
It's
Like we are
It's
entertaining.
entertaining.
You guys
Oh,
are
here we
the
go.
Amir Khan
But I'll
of
be
football.
real.
Yeah.
Like glass jaw but can punch.
No, but I'll be real. Like I said, under Pochettino, I expect you to do that. This is the kind of football he plays. Like I expect you to be
What's
entertaining.
Haaland over there for?
Oh, he's free. He's free.
okay.
Haaland, that's naughty.
too
Should have
much,
done
wasn't
that. Should have found that.
Oh, this
Should have found that.
this is a hard watch for me.
I tell you who I'm fucking worried about, lads.
Who?
Right now, coming to our top 7. Aston fucking Villa. They are Unai Emery.
Emery's a good man.
Yeah, he's done
Unai
well.
Emery.
He's done
You got a
well.
lot of shit from Arsenal fans. The man's really proven himself in the Premier League. Like,
He said Arsenal fan, not me. Innit?
no. I'm just saying, like,
Can I just say?
What did you think of
Villa
him when he
2
was there?
points behind Arsenal.
He's not our type of manager.
that is shocking.
What in what way?
Villa 2 points behind Arsenal.
Yeah, but they're not going to finish above us.
I know, but that's
Emery,
crazy.
Emery is perfect for Aston Villa because at Villa he can kind of change his play game by game. I'm not saying he does that.
Do you-
he can do that. He
Do
can
you
be
think?
pragmatic.
Do you think he would have got it right at Arsenal had he been given more time?
I think
Yes.
his experience also is helping him out at Villa now because he's used
Yep.
to the Premier League for
Shoot.
sure. So as his first Prem job with Arsenal after Wenger as well, it was too much, and he wasn't ever an Arsenal type of manager. I think he was like a different profile.
Wasn't it
to
too much of a
Arteta.
clash of change
Yeah,
of
it was.
styles?
It was too pragmatic.
Good evening.
Right,
Good
too
evening.
pragmatic. It wasn't about that. It was a pragmatic football that we were seeing. One game part of the bust and attacking football. With Arteta, it was a philosophy. At Villa, you're allowed to experiment because they don't have a set standard of playing, right? And I think it's a perfect. I always said to him, I think Aston Villa and Everton would be perfect Emery, and then he's have a Villa and look at it.
But then again, Europa. How many Europa Leagues has that guy won?
Yeah, but we're
'Cause
talking
he-
about the Premier League, though. Not,
But I'm
not
just
the
saying
Europa
in
League.
terms
no,
of-
in the Europa League, he's
City is starting
amazing.
to purr now a bit though.
Like in the Europa League, he's got a great understanding of what to do and when to do it. But in the Premier League, he wasn't consistent for Arsenal. That's why he got
Did
sacked.
he get enough time? Did he get long enough to prove himself?
It wasn't
at
that
Arsenal?
long.
It wasn't. I don't know, man. He wasn't that long, but we could see that his style. He didn't have a clear style.
Did he
of
take
play.
Europa League final? Or did
Yeah,
I make
Europa
that
League
up?
final. He was in.
Yeah.
Europa League final. No, he's a good manager. He's a very good manager. But some managers aren't the type.
But
innit?
if we're looking at what he's achieved since taking
With
over
Aston
Villa,
Villa.
Yeah.
and then coming like it was prior to the season, even like the form he's been in has been top 4 form.
Yeah.
pretty non-stop.
With the tools he
With
has.
Villa.
Yeah. And Gerrard had him lingering around the relegation zone.
He's done very similar to what Eddie Howe did for Newcastle, right?
He's a very
totally
underrated manager. I think even as Arsenal fans, we just saw it because we were like at 1.8th and it was really bad. We couldn't play no football. We were losing games, drawing games, bottling games. So, look, it happens to Arsenal fans. I can see why they had anger. But you respect that he's a very good manager. We did a Villarreal. I think he won the Europa League with them as well. Then Aston Villa as well. Look,
big changes being made.
Can I ask you about these changes, Joey? What do you make of this?
I knew that Reece would come off because obviously he's come back from a long-term injury.
Yeah.
You even look at the fact that he's just ruled himself out of the England squad. Good. He knows that he needs to be managed. And when you look at the performance he's put in there, as much as you think now they're going to have a little bit more luck possibly because Reece James isn't on the pitch, you have got to realise that we need to ease him back. We need to get him back in there properly. So it's understandable that Reece James has come off. And also, when you're looking at bringing another wide player on and taking a midfielder out, you're not going to take Gallagher or Caicedo in this match off. So I can see why Enzo comes off as well.
And in a big addition, Mudryk. Josh is always banging on about him.
Josh loves him.
Actually, Edison is down, the goalkeeper, holding his ankle or foot. But yeah, Mudryk's a really interesting addition, I think, because if he goes 1v1 in this game, you'd be hoping you'd get there, you'd have some success, you know what I mean? Because them fullbacks are going to be fucking leggy. Like Raheem Sterling has had one of the best games I've seen him have in a long time. So
real coach.
You want Mudryk to fucking run at them.
I think the pace of Mudryk's going to give them problems, and I obviously think that coming off the bench now in a match that, let's be honest, it's been high intensity, it's been fiery, you'd fancy him at getting in behind. I still think that even though he's got on the score sheet a couple of times, there's something there a little bit lackluster when it comes to mentality with Mudryk. And when I say mentality, I probably just mean confidence, to be honest. And one of the things is you can say we're coming into the hardest league in the world and you need to build that confidence. But as well, in football, a lot of the time, we see that sort of like ignorance of youth. And sometimes young players can burst on the scene and be really confident.
So true, bro.
Mudryk, I don't get that aura from just yet.
He's the opposite, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's more fearful than he needs to be.
Yeah.
Whereas you have like a Wayne Rooney who just doesn't give a fuck. Like playground type footballer, isn't it?
And as I say, like I said it towards the start of the game, but especially going into the last half hour now of this game, if we're to get something, we aren't going to get all that many chances. We need to be clinical with what we get. So this is why it's a shame we haven't got another option, possibly the Nicholas Jackson, that we can bring off the bench, because he's not done too much so far today, and you probably wouldn't fancy him to get a goal in this match.
Jackson, yeah, I think we're all kind of really figuring out what kind of player this kid is. Like, I think he'd be a decent little backup striker for when you have the main man, because he can run. And, against lesser teams, you could play him in like cup matches and he'll hold it down fairly decently. But lovely control from Mudryk.
His record's actually not that bad, Nicholas Jackson, as well.
Do you see the way he chested that down?
Yeah.
Fucking world class.
Gallagher.
Bang.
Oh! Chance for Chelsea, surely!
Yeah!
Yes! It's Jackson!
Oh!
Oh!
Did I just say? What did I just say? I just said you give him a chance and he'll score.
Is he onside?
Yeah, he's onside.
Yeah, he's onside. He looked onside.
Born onside.
Take that one away.
Mate, I tell you what.
3-0, come on!
I'm buzzing for Josh because him and his dad have having a match there today.
Oh, funny enough, when it was 2-0, sorry to interrupt you, but I spoke to Josh. I gave him a text when I was going for a wee, and he called 3-3 draw for this match.
No way.
That was when it was 2-2.
Missed it.
To be honest, Mudryk did start something here. He did really well, to be fair.
This is amazing.
Lovely little bit of skill, passes it into the middle,
3-0.
opens it up.
3-3.
And it was the shot from Gallagher that really opened it up.
No.
And the keeper,
Jackson.
who was struggling with a bit of an injury before, spills it. And Jackson hoovers it up.
Mudryk making an immediate impact as well there.
You got
Ball from the keeper.
That's brilliant from Jackson, though.
He's got to parry it to the left.
Jackson, that's really good from him.
Do you know
Look at
what?
that.
It was weird from the keeper. That I don't know if it's got anything to do with a little ankle injury or whatever.
I know I'm always going to have blue tinted glasses on, but there's been a lot of Chelsea sides that I didn't feel anything for. Like last season, I did not feel anything for that Chelsea team. I don't even like it. This sounds pathetic, but you know the kit we had last season with the white collar? I don't even like it when I see people wearing it. I'm like, get it off. I don't want to remember anything from last season. This Chelsea... Handball.
It did look like a handball.
They're going to be checking. Don't worry about it. Painful.
No.
Painful.
Sterling gives it back.
He's going to get a little...
This is the only thing with Chelsea. They need to get used to taking the lead and not giving it up again.
Don't worry. They're going to check it.
That's gutting, man.
No, they would have checked it.
Alright,
No,
don't worry.
the ball's not gone out of play. It's when the ball
ball's-
goes out of play. And that's gutting, man. Because
It looks like a
literally,
handball.
We've just done so well to get
Yeah.
back into the match there, and we're going to
Back
get a
post,
penalty.
Erling
Check in.
Haaland.
Haaland might not even.
Check
gonna-
in.
We're
I hope
gonna
Erling
get-
Haaland gets booked for jumping on someone's
Check
back there
in.
because Joe Linton did it and apparently it was daylight murder. Come on.
Yes.
Huh?
Oh, head.
We're going to see the handball now.
He said his head.
Yes.
Brilliant. It's on his head. Touch.
Where did you not get handball from?
Oh, mate.
I thought it looked like he was
Do you know what? In real
It looked
time,
like handball.
it really looked like a handball in real
To be
time.
fair, the players were protesting as well a
the
bit,
hands
weren't
in-
they?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, wow. Good defending from
I
him.
think, no,
Brilliant.
I look at Harry Maguire and he just appeals everything and I think, yeah, you might as well. He's got his hands up for most of the game, like fucking hell.
Oh, well, some of them that they give away are horrid, man. On their arm and that. It's ridiculous.
I think that was the Man United game where seeing it was actually Man United's penalty that was given against Copenhagen where the player jumps up for it. It comes from behind him, bounces off of here.
Yep.
The player doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. I'm like, if that's a handball, then the game.
Did you see the Harry Maguire one when
Yeah.
you didn't even know what was going on? And
Yeah,
then it's ridiculous.
I think
I
there
don't know
needs
the
to be
handball
intent
rule.
there.
I don't know the handball rule anymore. Like what constitutes a handball right now?
I feel like if it touches your hand or your arm at any point, it doesn't matter what, a 10, nothing. Like, you fucking controlled out your hand, boom.
How many goals has Jackson got now?
Oh,
He's
Cole
got
Palmer's on the run.
6 in 12 now.
What,
6
in the league?
12 matches.
All comp?
In
Oh,
the
yeah,
league,
it's
yeah.
in the league, yeah.
It's funny because
Yeah, but he's also got 2 in the cup.
Joey's had a video go viral on Twitter talking about how many other like world-class strikers of the past, what the goal record they had within the first couple of seasons of professional football, like, you know, as grown men. And it was astounding. Like Ruud van Nistelrooy and that level of striker had horrendous records in their first 2 years. And you realise, and you're like, yeah, but Jackson still looks shite. But still, like, it was mind-blowing how many strikers you managed to find.
But then if we look at his record, like 6 in 12 is really good,
It's
man.
fucking
Like,
great,
if
man.
you said to me, but at the start, you know, when we saw Jackson in pre-season, I doubt anyone paid as close attention to him as I did. But when I saw him in pre-season, I thought, this boy looks really, really good. It's pre-season, he needs to translate it, but he looks really good. If you then went, right, 12 matches in, he's got 6 goals, I would not anticipate that maybe life's gone from the way it has, because obviously he's come under a lot of heavy fire, he's come under criticism from myself.
Oh,
but
so you need to wake up.
His numbers are good.
No, they are good. But we have to be fair, though. We gave him free.
Yeah.
Played a
Oh,
stupid
for real?
highline.
Well, you
played
gave,
a stupid highline with 9 men.
you gave him more than 3. You gave him 6.
He gave so many
He
chances.
scored 3.
You gave him
scored
6.
three.
Yeah, he scored 3, yeah.
This is a
That was the
brilliant
first
game,
game
you
I've
know.
ever
We
seen a
allowed him to
player
stat
get a
pad.
hat-trick and still look like poor. And he gives him
There's that last shot at the end he had as well, where he could have just buried it
Oh,
as
mate,
well.
when
and
he
it's
struggled
gone
to
over
walk
bar,
around
yeah.
the keeper, you were like, fuck me, mate. You made
Chelsea's
an
games,
absolute meal of that.
Yeah,
Chelsea's
no,
games
the
this
stats are
season
good,
have
though.
been exciting.
But they're not quite Harry Kane, are they, Brian?
Mate,
17 and 10.
Harry Kane's
in
the
the
man.
league.
What we're saying about what that means for Kane, what that also means about German football, because there's a few people saying, look, you're a machine. We knew that. And when you're finally in a dominant team, you're putting them to the sword. So we know Harry Kane's a great striker. But does it also say German football isn't what we thought it was in terms of the quality of the overall league?
No, we knew that, but he's
Yeah.
scoring in the Champions League as well, though.
I feel like it's proven that Kane's better than Haaland. I think so.
Backs.
Agreed.
I think so, because he's not only just scoring goals, he's not missing any chances.
Yeah.
Not missing any chances. Like, he's got 17 goals and like 4 chances.
And let's be fair to Haaland before we do this debate. The age difference
Oh, yeah.
is very much there.
Yes.
Like, if we're comparing Haaland and Kane at the same age, Haaland wins that all day.
Kane's on loan at Norwich. Not far off. innit?
Exactly. So, you know, in terms of overall career, I believe Haaland will surpass.
At the current standard.
Well, he's already won a treble.
There you go, boom. But in terms of actual ability right now, I agree. I think Kane is out of
Because
this
the point
world.
was, like I was saying, if Kane got the same amount of chances as Haaland, he'd score more goals. And now he's getting chances and he's scoring more goals. And he's not missing any chances.
I mean,
either.
even at
If Daniel
Spurs,
Levy
Yeah.
didn't stay in, it wasn't in Kane's way, he
here
would
you
have
go.
he would
He'd
have won.
be
one
at
of
Man
those.
So
City.
imagine him in Man City's team with the chances they create. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Haaland's got amazing movement. Of course he does. But Kane's got movement. He can finish. He's a better,
Kane's just all-round better player
he's
as
a,
well, I
he's
think.
a better finisher for me. He's a better passer outside the box. He can drop deeper. He's a better striker. You have to admit.
I would give Haaland a couple of advantages.
yeah, pace-wise, yeah.
I think he's quicker and stronger. Handball! That is a handball.
I felt like that hit Gallagher's
That
hand.
was,
Mudrik's hand.
Mudrik's hand, I think it was.
Come on, man.
Was that Mudryk?
It looked
Yeah.
like
I don't know,
that was
man.
Kyle Walker, that.
Yeah,
Mate, you
Walker.
can't trust your eyes, Joey.
I don't even know what happened.
Is Chelsea playing?
It looked like
This game is so.
I thought they both went for the ball and it looked like it hit Mudrik's hand, but I mean, I thought
We'll see.
It'll be painful for someone. It should end in a draw. This game.
This could be 2 more goals.
It should end in a
it
draw.
should end in a Chelsea win.
I can't like this, man. I want the money.
No, because if you talk about overperformance here in terms of what teams done more than they were expected of, I'd say Chelsea.
Yeah,
I know that's not how we score.
Yeah,
it
can't do it like that.
It should be 3-2.
That's
if
a
you don't
proper
count that
fan.
penalty.
It's a very Ngannou argument.
That's literally.
Yeah. Chelsea are Ngannou in this, to be clear. Oh, God. Good old Tyson Fury. I seen Tyson Fury put a video out the day congratulating Tom Aspinall on winning the heavyweight interim title of the UFC. I don't know if you were aware.
Nah, not a UFC fan.
Mate, we got an English champion in the heavyweight.
Really?
That's sick. Oh, so good. But when I seen Fury putting the well done message out, I thought, yeah, you want to stay on his good side, don't you?
Yeah, you don't want to see
want
another
another MMA fighter coming over.
Great football.
Oh, great tackle.
Great
That was a great
challenge.
tackle. That was a great.
count.
Chelsea are defending
Let's
well.
go
though.
now. Come on.
Chance for a counter.
Wow.
You know
Cole
what?
Palmer.
It's time!
Oh!
Is that Kyle Walker?
No, Kanji, yeah,
Akanji.
Kanji.
That was
Great
that was-
defender.
Yeah, that
I
was
must
solid.
admit, though, I did
Go
think
on.
I know.
Jackson made that easy. Jackson
No.
made that too easy. There.
What is going on with this Chelsea side?
Mate, they're playing for it, for sure.
Yeah, but also for City, the amount of times they've been counter-attacking this game, they're so open.
I've never seen City like this.
But then,
was so
can we not say though, like we've said this about a lot of teams, maybe take away Spurs because they have players sent off, but we've said this about a lot of teams that Chelsea play. We've said about Arsenal, like maybe this is something that Chelsea are able to do.
Yeah, but
to
we weren't
teams.
this open against you guys. Not this open.
And not to take away from Chelsea, because Chelsea have been very good in those games, but they're at home as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
are at home. Like the crowd, when they're putting in these performances like, and bringing goals back like this, the crowd, we can't hear it right now, but I can imagine it is buzzing in there right now.
Can I tell you something, right?
saying
I'm
Chelsea.
this is not even trying to argue it with you. I'm being deadly honest. I go to home matches.
City have given away the
You crackhead.
He's
you
missed it.
complete crackhead.
He's missed
Gusto, nothing.
Why'd he go left foot?
Nothing.
Why'd he
There's
go
no
left foot?
Gusto about him.
Right
That's a
foot.
disgrace.
That's a chance,
Right foot across
man.
the
Look
face.
at this.
That's a big chance.
All the time in the world.
Sterling
Could think
robbed
about
it.
it. Sterling, perfect play,
who the
reverse
fuck gave
pass.
that away?
You loser.
Who gave that away?
I don't know. I think
Ultimate
It
corruption.
was Rodri.
Rodri.
Rodri gave it away.
The ultimate corruption.
In his own thing.
I'm going near
Mate,
post.
City
They're
are
important this game.
playing
I'm not going to
crazily here.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
not
not
good.
gonna get
so bored
selected.
this game.
Mate, that was so bad from Gusto.
That's disgusting, that.
Oh, fuck.
You
Poch's got a good
expect
record
the
against-
goalkeeper to be able to get a shot on goal, mate. Come on. Like, just put it on target. How do you place that over the ball?
I
I don't know how much this is like actually means anything, but you know Poch has actually got a good record against Pep Guardiola.
I'm not
as well.
surprised. Yeah, I think
He
the
has got a
styles
good record
match.
against him. I don't know
Yeah.
why. When we used to play them with Poch,
Well, of course,
we
in the
beat them
Champions
quite a bit.
League. But can we get on to Newcastle? Because there was an incident that happened yesterday against Bournemouth. Kieran Trippier goes up to the fans. We've got a situation where we've now struggled in a couple of games. Injuries are mounting up. I know I'm not allowed to talk. But
It was Kyle Walker.
It was handball.
I was right.
Yeah,
I'm
that
always
was Kyle
right.
Walker.
Come on. No,
But how much did he know about it though? Because he's blocking.
I mean, he's...
Well, it's out from his body.
Yeah.
How much did
That
Saliba
is a
know? How
handball.
much did
That's outside
loads
the
of
box,
players?
That's a real handball.
Yeah, it's outside the box.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, but I mean,
Should be a free kick.
free kick. We'll have that.
I'll...
Go on. I'm
Okay,
talking
so,
about.
so we
Newcastle.
had an incident with the Newcastle game. Kieran Trippier kind of talking to the fans. The fan was upset and annoyed. Bit of a storm in a fucking teacup or whatever you call it. But Newcastle, what's that saying?
Storm in the teacup.
yeah, it's storm in the teacup.
That's right the first time.
Mountain of a molehill.
Yeah, but Newcastle's injuries are shocking right now. I just want to list them out just so you got the context of it. And I'm only going to list out the ones that are really that important. Callum Wilson, Alexander Isak, Sven Botman, Elliot Anderson, Dan Burn, Jacob Murphy, Harvey Bonds, Target, and obviously Tonali is suspended for.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm
So
not gonna lie.
there's about, you could argue in terms of first team players who actually are likely. So Bruno was suspended, sorry, for that game. So in terms of actual first team players for that game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like I'm talking real will start for us first team players there. And Newcastle's squad at the start of the season, by everyone was said, it's too thin to compete on all fronts. Well, we've absolutely confirmed that. The problem is we never thought that we would have... We knew that we'd have some injuries, but this is the most amount of injuries I've ever seen in my life as a Newcastle fan. I don't even know if I've seen half of this many injuries. So I think the combination of Champions League football, but also the combative style of Eddie Howe, similarly when Liverpool had that season where their players were dropping like flies, like you play heavy metal football, it is going to happen. So Right now, obviously, Newcastle fans are feeling a bit pissed off. Kieran Trippier comes over, says, we've got loads of injuries, come on. And I personally thought that was fair. I don't think he said anything that was... I think a lot of people blew it out of proportion. But what do you guys make of it and just a general situation that Newcastle are in? Because we're looking like the season's going to take a turn now and it's going to be a very hard season to get.
Yeah.
Champions League is a massive stretch.
Are you going to make Europa League?
It's top 7, right?
No, in terms of like in the group stages for Champions League.
To be honest with you, right now, I think I'd rather not. As much as, look, a Europa League push would be great. Our squad is nowhere near equipped to deal with European football. And I do think that there needs to be a little bit of blame pointed at the feet of maybe Dan Ashworth, who's our technical director. Like, he was brought in as Mr. Brighton. And to be honest, I had heard from a few of the people I know, who know behind the scenes of Brighton, is he was a bit of a front man. Now, I took that with a pinch of salt. They were like, he's not as good as people think he is. There's actually still heavy level recruitment there and we'll be fine without him. But you're looking at him and you're like, the summer wasn't great, mate. Like, for all we signed some decent footballers, Livramento looks absolutely world class. Like, like he could be one day.
He's good.
He looks like, I look at him, I think you're a Pep Guardiola fullback. You're that good. Yes. But... we're down to the bare bones and we're literally playing a 17-year-old now, starting a kid, in the academy. I'm panicking that we're not going to make top 6.
How long are these injuries for? Is that long-term injuries? I've seen Dan Burns out for a few months.
So Isak, I don't know how long he'll be, but Sven Botman is a major worry because that just seems to be going, there's no answer. He's going for treatment. We're getting nothing. We don't know. Okay. Obviously, Tonali's out for the whole season. Murphy's dislocated his shoulder and had surgery on that. It's all quite heavy. My main worry is we're playing Anthony Gordon as a fucking striker, for Christ's sakes. It's... The guy isn't a striker. He's not even close to being a striker. So I think we're in real trouble. But I'm here for it. I'm not like turning on the lads going, oh well, fucking like. I don't know how we managed to get a result against Arsenal and Man United last week.
I do.
But we did. And I know people... But the point is the performances were absolutely fantastic in both of those games. Yeah. And they shouldn't have been for the level of players we've got out there. But I think Newcastle fans, we need to be able to go... Lads, fucking hell, we've got to be with the players here when there's this many injuries. You can't turn on them and go, you're not fucking trying. It's like, they're out on their feet, man. They're knackered.
Do you not think there's a few things you've got to give it context for? You've just done, the longest away trip that you can do from Newcastle to Bournemouth in the Premier League?
Yeah.
It's the end of 90 minutes of football. I don't know many fans that go to the football and don't have at least 3-4 pints. No. You know what I mean? So, pouring rain, you've probably had a few beers. You've just done that massive long away trip. So I think that in the cold light of day, and I think I even heard from yourself that one of the fans that was involved have actually come out and held their hands up and gone, maybe I was a bit too heated there. I think that outburst there and that interaction between Trippier and the fan doesn't actually reflect the feeling amongst Newcastle fans in terms of just yesterday's performance.
No, I think especially with Trippier, Trippier is our captain basically, and the way he handled it, he said, "Look, there's no need to panic. We're in 7th. We've got a lot of injuries. We're doing the best that we can." Like. You know how long we've waited for a team that tries? We've got one. If any Newcastle fan is now turning on these lads because they've had a couple of bad results, when you've got, we didn't start this season with a massive squad anyway. What are you smiling for?
I'm waiting for this table. I'm waiting for the table. I'm waiting to see what this table's going to say.
Let me tell you my opinion.
He just said travelling. He just said a trip on a coach to Bournemouth. He said
he's talking about the fan.
The fan.
Yeah.
Come on, Archie Bodgy, hold on.
No, the fan. Go on, wait. Go on.
He meant the fan was pissed up when he made
I'm saying the fan that made the comment to Trippier, what I'm saying probably doesn't reflect the wider fan base because that fan has just travelled the longest away trip in the Premier League. They've probably got a belly full of beers and they've just stood in the
What is
pouring
allowed
rain.
to expect to beat Bournemouth? I think it's okay for Newcastle fans to be feeling, you know what, we can beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, I expect to beat Brentford at home. But when I didn't, I didn't then turn on the players.
You beat Arsenal, you beat Man United, you beat Man United with your C B team. But if you think you're going to beat Bournemouth,
but does that not? Sorry, but Brian, but does that not give you money in the bank? I'm not saying you want to lose any match, but to then go, hold on, look at the wins we pulled off this season: PSG, Arsenal, Man United.
Yeah.
Get off our back a bit. So we've got that in.
This is my opinion. For Trippier, he's a good guy, but I don't think you should be saying anything to the fans like that, really and truly. I get it, there are injuries, and everyone sympathises when you've got loads of injuries in the squad. But the reality is, like you just said, Newcastle and Bournemouth. Do you know how far that is? That is
Far.
That is far.
It's a journey.
That is far.
I don't wanna
So
lose.
if you lose, I don't want to hear the just take it on the chin. That's it, Trippier. Take it on the chin.
Imagine
Look towards the
Rashford
next
said it.
game. Don't start talking about
Imagine
injuries. Stuff.
Rashford
Fans
said
don't
it.
want to hear that stuff. In my opinion, they
No,
don't want to
but
hear
I
that.
think it's
We know there's
unrealistic.
injuries. You're just stating the obvious.
I think it's unrealistic for any fans to go,
can't believe
we
this.
expect the exact same performance week in, week out, no matter what the consequences are, no matter what you are going through. Like, as much, I've been harder on footballers than a lot of people, but they're also, like, they're people as well, right? And, like, if you look at consistently, because of the thinness of our squad, and again, that's not the players' fault, that's the management's fault. We're finishing Champions League matches, and every single time we don't win the next game. I don't think that's a coincidence. It's because we have a heavy metal style to cope for the fact that we don't have the technique of a lot of the teams around us in the top six.
What a turn.
We're relying on our legs
yellow.
to outrun you, to work harder than you. And unfortunately, when those legs are like absolutely exhausted, and I'll tell you what, if you lads watch that Bournemouth game, as a Newcastle fan, I genuinely, after the first 5 minutes, I thought, I might as well switch off here because we are fucked.
But the European
Say it.
and juggling European, that's just part of being the big boys. That's just
And we're not
that's
ready.
Just part of
And
the big
we've been
being the big boys.
exposed. We're not, like you've just said earlier about Spurs. First 11, any given day, we can beat any team, aside from maybe Real Madrid and a couple of others, in the world. And we've absolutely humiliated PSG, so we've proven that. But can we do it consistently? No. And I think that this is a lesson that the board need to learn and go, well, fuck me, we underestimated this big time.
Yeah, but I know no one's going to get a violin out for Newcastle because of the money they've got and whatnot. But you say the board, your hands were tied a lot of the time. Okay, maybe someone could have looked a little bit deeper into Tonali's betting history. Maybe you could have spread the money out that you spent on him and other players. But at the end of the day, let's not pretend your hands weren't tied, all right? I remember when Chelsea qualified for the Champions League on the last day of the season. Jesper Grønkjær scores against Liverpool and we get in it against the odds. What happens that summer? We absolutely throw the kitchen sink at the transfer market and go and get everyone. This is before FFP. So I think that, yeah, okay, the board can have a bit of blame, but I don't think you solely look at them and go, well, you should have done better because your hands were tired a lot of the time.
That is partially true. I think we could have been a bit more like
Wonderful
City are
stuff.
so good.
Wonderful
City
stuff.
playing some lovely football here. It's a goal! Oh, the
why-
lucky
Rodri
deflection.
is a
But
joke,
that's why they're
man.
champions. That's the
Rodri is a joke, man.
That is the championship
Deflection.
thing. But that's why they're champions, though.
I don't know. That's a bit of luck, that, mate.
Look, at what, no, they were turning the screw.
Fucks.
No,
I
but they
mean,
started to
a
play
shot
like
from
shit.
25 yards out, that was a bit of luck, that.
No, wait,
No,
they
but
were
they
turning the
started to
screw.
play
They, even that last little bit, they put on the
That was good
afterburn.
play. That was good play.
What
They-
I'm going to say is
I'm not
they've
saying it was
controlled
bad.
the game
Build up
better.
was great.
They've controlled the game much better in the last 10 minutes because there's been not many counter attacks.
They've been moving the ball
I'm
side
saying
to
they're
side,
moving the
wearing
ball and they
Chelsea
look
down.
dangerous.
Yeah,
They
they're
played
playing
some
like
good
Chelsea
one-touch
did.
stuff.
Oh.
This must be horrible for Chelsea fans. I could only
Wait.
imagine
Oh
what they're
my
going
God,
through.
2 deflections.
Yeah, deflection.
I could only imagine what Chelsea fans are going through. Josh, Joey at the table.
No, stop. No one said it was unlucky when you lot scored
Wait,
a
wait.
dirty deflection goal against Man City. No one said nothing.
Mate,
Everyone was like, it was a
when
great
you-
win by Arsenal.
when
Deflection
you
against
lot-
you.
It's Arsenal
That was a
against Man
lovely
City.
goal, mate. Top corner.
I could only listen. All I'm saying is
Arsenal's goal against Man City.
I'll
The
tell you what,
nastiest
Craig
deflection I've
is
ever
the
seen.
saltiest version of Craig.
From my angle,
Huh?
You are the saltiest version of you today. It's so
I am.
fucking mad.
I am. I've
No,
had corn all week.
I respect
Unbeaten.
From Monday to
Unbeaten.
Sunday this week.
But I can only. I'm gonna check in. Let me just check in on my mate. Still, Joey, how are you? Your team just, you showed a resilient performance,
Heartbreaking.
and now it's a really heartbreaking.
This
I
is
think
one of the
this
best performances
There's
they've
one
put in
more
all
goal.
season.
Listen, there's 10 minutes of the
There's
match
one
to
more
go.
goal.
It's not over
Oh,
yet.
there is a
but
goal.
It's not over.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's gutting, absolutely gutting. To concede a
one
goal
more
like
goal.
that, listen, doesn't matter how you concede it, a goal's a goal. To concede it like that, when you've
4-3.
been playing well, when we've been completely going above expectation in this match, is heartbreaking. But if it stays like this, there's going to be a lot of positives to take from the match. So, but yeah, I'm gutted.
what Pep's done very well is the subs has kind of controlled the game now.
Kovacic.
So
they were cussing
yeah.
Kovacic. He's come
So
back
what's
to the
happened
bridge.
I told you lot about
He's come back to the
Kovacic.
bridge and brought some calm.
The
I told you
control
about
of the
Kovacic.
game has just
He
come
has.
back.
I watched
Said
it.
it. No, you're right,
remember
mate.
what
You're
I
right.
said about Reece James
Yeah.
as well. Look
Chelsea-
at since
Chelsea
Reece
can't
James has
count
come off
us.
the pitch,
Yeah, that's
man.
true. Reece James was good.
James.
Said this, didn't I? People, I'm not digging you lot out, but people are laughing at me when I'm saying about Reece James being a game changer.
No, I laughed. I was
He
the
is-
one. I was in
he
the.
is
I was
a
on the-
game changer.
He's a game changer.
Just maybe not in the typical way you'd think, but
Absolutely.
He's a baller, I know that much.
I really just hope there's still a sting in the tail here because
It's a much slower game.
I think everyone would agree. Like maybe City, you could say have been the better team. I'm not disagreeing with that.
I wouldn't.
But I'm saying I wouldn't disagree with it if you did say it. But you can't say that Chelsea don't deserve something out of this game.
If Chelsea score again, I want Chelsea deserves to win because you can't keep getting the lead. And
Remember, I said that it should be a draw. Really, this game should end in a draw. But then it'll be a.
Who's that?
It's a dagger to the heart, to be honest.
I just don't want to hear deflected goals or unfair
Oh,
and
man.
all
It's
this.
a
Arsenal have had a
dagger to the
couple this season.
One
They had it
second.
against you lot, Declan Rice last minute. I ain't forgot that one.
Clean
Yeah.
goal.
Clean goal.
Clean goal.
Nasty.
1 second.
Ends up in the
Arsenal
back
had
of
a
the net.
couple
It's a
deflected
clean
goals.
goal.
Against Spurs. Oh my God, another one against us. Romero, own goal. Then a penalty. You didn't even score a goal from own play.
Hold on 1
against us.
second. I'm just calling Josh. I'm just trying to call Josh. You know what? I think I should. Josh!
He's in the shed then. Leave
Josh!
him alone.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Mate, we're coming back into this. Trust me.
What do you mean you're coming back into this? What kind of belief is this?
Mate. It should be a draw anyway. It was the penalty was a disgrace.
Yes, he died.
No,
He
Josh,
died.
that happened a long time ago. Get over it.
3-3. I'm calling it 3-3 now.
Mate, it's 4. Mate, it's 4-3.
Calling it 3-0?
Mate,
It's already 4-3.
Mate, it's 4-3, mate. You
I
need
thought we
to.
were the ones lagging.
Is he watching the stream?
It's on a delayed stream.
He said I thought we were the ones lagging.
3-3 between these two teams.
All right, then, Josh. Love you, loads, mate. Have a nice one. See you later.
Mate. Love you, mate. Bye, man.
Bless him.
You're horrible.
Did you hear the background?
He's a better man than me.
Chelsea.
I wouldn't have
Chelsea.
picked up. I wouldn't have picked up.
Chelsea.
Good tackle from Cucurella. He's got to get on with it, man.
Yellow.
No.
Give him a bit of cheese,
I'm
ref.
surprised there's not like Archie
Give him a bit
Barty
of
after that
cheese.
one.
This is the thing, though. You look at Conor Gallagher there and you're thinking, mate, do you know how the fuck you're playing, bro? Fuck me.
Yeah.
Man City here, you got to get a move on. You're not gonna do anything unless it's fast. You're not going to outthink them. You got
That Gusto
I hear
miss.
players who slow the
That
fuck.
Gusto miss is kind of painful
Oh,
now
mate,
when you
mate,
look back
mate.
at it.
Had no
He was
gusto.
in.
That was poor.
No,
It's-
don't worry,
it's
don't worry.
painful.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
8 minutes added time.
Oh,
That's enough time.
That's enough time.
That's enough time for
Because
a
Man
guy
City
Joe
do look
to
shaky at
believe.
the back. I'm not going to lie. They look shaky.
No, but they've controlled the game now. Look, it's slower. It's not fast paced. Not end to end anymore.
Exactly.
So
I don't know.
they've done-
In this
yeah.
in this last 2-3 minutes, I don't say the control has gone a bit, and
No, as in,
Chelsea
like,
are fighting
before
now.
it was they attack, we attack. It was space.
Yeah.
In the now it's a lot of like they're all behind the ball now. It's all
Yeah, they are.
organised. You got to find space now. This is what Chelsea
They weren't
struggle.
really doing this
This is how
throughout
Chelsea
the game.
struggle a lot about. Look, see.
You need players
We
who
need-
are going
you-
to.
yeah.
No, Sterling
They were
is
gonna
playing
commit
like a
them.
man possessed.
Now you need a Sterling to dribble past 3 man to like open up space, or maybe a Cole Palmer to prove a point.
Having Kovacic and Rivalry in there is a long day. Though.
Yeah.
He loves those ones.
Bit of cheese,
That's
ref?
the-
You got a
that's
bit of
the
cheese in your pocket
Grealish
for him?
special.
Grealish, he
loves
leaves that
that.
leg out. He's like, please
You
take
see how
it.
Pep's-
I don't want to run through.
Look, he's
Just
fine
give me
with
that
it.
free kick.
It's the experience
loves
that
it.
they've brought on. The experience of Kovacic, Grealish. They've slowed the game down, and this is
Fair
what
play.
they do. Yeah.
I spoke to a Chelsea.
Is that Pep's great tactics again?
no,
Wait, hold on.
but-
I
Okay.
spoke to a
Just
Chelsea
checking.
fan earlier, and they told me,
But-
Kovacic, what can he do?
Let's be real, though. You're giving a lot of credit to Pep. He's had life and death with a team that you said was shit.
Yeah, it's true.
He's had a very hard
No,
time.
it's
We're
true.
11th.
It's true, but Arsenal had problems with his team as well.
Yeah, I think we're seeing.
Spurs
Yeah.
did as well.
But we weren't as open as this.
Yeah, that's
No, they had
horrible.
a
That's
few
horrible.
problems.
That's horrible because we was at home as well.
The issue for Poch is, it's all well and good showing how good you are against Arsenal and City and potentially getting 1 point from those
Going
two
games.
games. But looking good,
look,
isn't it?
wait.
Not over.
Hold
It's
on.
wide
Boys,
open.
boys,
They-
boys,
Pray through the lines.
Penalty!
He's giving it! Unbelievable
That's okay.
scenes here at Stamford
Cole Palmer to draw it level against Man
I
City.
told you one more goal. They
Oh my days!
That was a pen all
This
day
is the
long.
best game I've
I
ever
knew it.
seen.
Let Gusto take
Guys,
it. Let him redeem himself.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is
I
the best
knew it.
game I've ever seen, and Josh
I
could
knew
be
it.
right.
There
You
was
know,
one more goal.
Josh told
No,
me
he said 3-3.
free.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a
Oh
pen
yeah.
all
Better
day.
The trailing leg.
Calm.
He took
all
that
day.
Can
leg
you get
out.
that? Can you get that for the? Wait,
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
He misses the ball completely. Takes him out.
That's a pen.
Yeah.
That's a pen.
pen.
Easiest
all day.
pen you'll ever see.
foul.
That's a
Fuck me, they gave Haaland one for not even having anything done to him.
That's a pen all day.
That's a foul.
Once you go to the ground, once you go ground in the box, that's it.
This game has been electrified. Josh called me back. He called me back.
I bet he did. Wait until the goal goes in, Josh.
Yeah. Remember, he's ahead.
They're going to be ahead of
No,
us.
he's ahead.
No.
We
need to know what.
What's going on here?
So what City are doing? Gamesmanship.
Mind
Oh, they're
games.
trying to know.
Oh, look a bit of Archie Bargy
They're
there.
trying to take as
game.
long as they
No,
can
they're trying to stamp the spot.
and stamp on the spot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Mind games.
Who's taking it? Is it Cole Palmer?
By the time that
Yeah.
fucking penalty is taken,
Oh, Cole
that
Palmer.
penalty spot's going to look like a trench in World War II.
Cole
Hey.
Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
By the way,
Against his old club.
I saw Pep say Pep knows this is to let 2 points
Hey,
get
look
away
at
here
this.
is massive.
Look at this battle. Yellows all around, please.
City are trying as much
They're
as
an
they can.
absolute disgrace.
No, 'cause
They're a
City,
cheat.
City, you know, like, if you can survive this now,
Hey, they want to break more laws.
No, this is a massive 2 points dropped if City
Massive,
after
massive.
this.
No,
After they-
wait, boys, let's convert the penalty before we even say that. 'cause
Cole Palmer. Calm, relax.
Cole Palmer. Chelsea.
Do you know what?
Chelsea.
Man? What a storyline
Chelsea.
for Cole Palmer.
Mate.
And it
Against
just so
his
happens to
former
be
team.
I
Joy's,
said to you,
Joy's
I
favourite
would,
player.
I would bite your hand off for a draw.
against his former team.
Mate,
Hannibal Lecter
There's
style.
enough time for a winner, you know.
He's
I'm like a stoner in a drought.
I said if
I'd bite
Chelsea-
your hand off
Have
for
you
a
seen
draw.
this?
I said if Chelsea scored
Have you
the
seen
next
this?
goal, I
Erling
want money
Haaland
now.
is mouthing off to Cole Palmer. He's trying to get in his head before he takes the pen.
Cole Palmer's
Erling-
fine.
Oh, no, they're all doing it.
He's been at the big
Even
club. He
Diaz.
knows what it takes. He knows what it takes.
Come on.
Do you know
Been
what,
in
right?
Scotland before.
You-
Cole,
I know you're
please.
saying that, but like
Ice in
this
his
kid is
veins.
not Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's still a young lad, right?
This will be
This is a
No,
mega
it's
penalty.
Cold Palmer,
Goal.
they call him.
Against
Goal.
your old club.
Stone
He's
Cold
scoring.
Palmer.
Is he going to
Cold
do it?
Palmer.
He's scoring.
Is he going to do
He's doing a
it?
Panenka.
His ice in his-
94th minute.
Panenka.
Cole Palmer from the penalty spot
Panenka.
against his old club.
Panenka.
What's it going to be?
Panenka.
Please.
Come on,
Please.
Go!
Yes! Yes!
Come on, Chelsea! Cole Palmer, that boy is fucking magic.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sugar.
Oh,
We're going to get for a
yes.
call from round the grounds right now. I can't believe it. Josh.
Let's go to the ground.
Hold
Let's go
on.
to the ground.
Josh. What's going on?
Get in, son.
I'm
Can't
so
hear nothing.
disappointed.
What a
I
game.
love that. That's
gone.
quality gold. You called me, and now look at you now, mate.
He sounds like Nigel Farage. Who's laughing now?
4-3. I know you know.
You're laughing, mate.
Fucking hell. Come on, the Blues. Come on.
Sorry, gotta go. Busy.
You know, one interesting point I think is actually, quite pertinent to this. Pep Guardiola did an interview, it might have been very recently, I think it was, where he went, I don't worry about selling players to rival clubs.
Yeah.
Because that's a big club mentality that I've got. I don't care who we sell to. And it's like,
Money don't make my world go round.
do you care now, son? Do you care now?
Is that good management?
And
Craig?
Cole, to be fair, Cole Palmer and Sterling today have been amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could tell they're good players, but you could tell there was something extra for them today, a point to prove.
Oh, yeah.
They performed
Have
the
you
whole
seen
game
Haaland
well.
there?
Is there more in this game, though? Is there another moment in this game?
I would
could
be
be.
happy to park
Chelsea
the
winners.
bus.
I'll let you say his name because I don't know how to pronounce that.
Ogocheko.
Ugachukwu.
Okay.
Erling Haaland just went over to Cole Palmer after trying to get in his head and kind of went, fair play. But I thought that was mad from Haaland. I didn't know he had that in him. That's bastard.
Oh, they know each other. Like, you have to do that.
It's what the top players do, though,
lads.
mate.
Is there anything left? in
I
this
wouldn't
game?
take kindly to that.
One
If you're
more
trying
goal,
to,
Chelsea, go on.
I wouldn't be laughing that off afterwards.
Go on, one more goal.
I'm sweating my bollocks off here.
Didn't even touch it.
Oh, and
Bad
it's
boy.
Owen.
no.
Oh, and here's City come again.
You got a
The
sprint.
Premier League champions plays it into Phil Foden. Oh, and it's a big tackle
he's gonna
from
do-
Raheem Sterling.
that was a bit-
Who knows he's not in Gareth Southgate's plans. Thanks to Phil Foden, he's ended his life.
You just took him out. He had to though. I'm saying just get up like they ain't friends. Fucking hell.
Fuck him. That's what he said.
He had to do it though.
He snapped them there. That might. Did he leave
Have
the
a look.
ground?
Nah, that's not.
Tell you what, it could have been.
You know they say about
Nasty
the
one, though.
intent,
Yeah.
like the what's his name, Adogi.
Yeah.
They were saying about the intent, weren't they? When you look at it for intent, maybe in a less fiery match, that's one they would have looked at a bit harder. All that being said, though, Sterling's been unreal. Cole Palmer's
Hang
been
on.
unreal.
Last
This is one of
minute- last
Sterling's
Mate,
minute
best
I'm
game.
games
so.
for
I
years.
don't want to speak too soon, but
Who's
I am
taking
so
it for
proud
them,
of these
though?
boys.
They've not got KDB, he ain't scoring.
I don't know. This is a close free kick though,
There's a
right?
Buteki man in that squad though.
No KDB ain't got no goal.
No one.
Who's
Bernardo?
This can't be. This can't be.
Bernardo?
Bernardo? can hit them.
This won't be right. If
Bernardo-
there's another goal.
Rodri.
Wait, he's getting in his head. He just pushed him away.
Haaland again on Cole Palmer.
No,
What's
Palmer just
going
came
on
over
there?
to do the same thing.
So Rodri side.
Oh, I love that. Cole Palmer trying
Can't
to
do.
give them shit.
Rodri could, yeah, you're right. Rodri
Did you see
Palmer?
Palmer's celebration?
Yeah, he's
in front of the fans?
He's done the King of Queens thing. You know that little.
No, because he's City through and through. He came through the academy and he's from
There's
Manchester.
no
as well.
way
I
this
mean,
is
like,
going in.
who's taking it? Oh, is it?
This would be painful,
Is that
bro.
Kyle Walker?
Yeah.
Is it? No, it's Grealish just
It's
came
Kyle
through.
Walker. Look.
It's Kyle Walker.
You've got Foden, Walker, and Grealish.
Nice
The three of
Grealish.
Kyle Walker taking this is hilarious to me.
Kyle Walker.
Well, I've seen Walker hit
Does
a
he
decent
hit
free
these?
kick before.
Last seconds of the game.
Nah, man.
Please.
They should have put.
Please.
They should have
Should
put.
be
Blow
it.
the whistle.
That
They should have
be
put a
it.
proper player.
What
on
a
that.
game!
It was a good
What
game.
a game!
They've now
This-
scored 8 goals in 2 games. though.
I said that Spurs Chelsea game was one of the most entertaining.
Yeah.
This has
I think
been even better.
This has been better.
Chelsea are now the
That was
entertainment.
fun.
Considering.
No, that was a
No,
funny
but
game.
9 men. That's why it was
Yeah.
this.
Take that one away.
Come on, man. Let's blow that whistle.
There's a different game, innit? The last
Yeah,
game
yeah,
to this
yeah.
game.
Who is the man of the match? Do you give it to Palmer or
Raheem
Sterling?
Sterling.
Sterling's been right up there.
Raheem Sterling.
Bloody hell. Brian, your prediction about Man City not being the same team and, you know, who would have thought Man
Yeah.
City would have given away 4?
And
In the
without-
words of Cole Palmer,
Yeah.
why always me? You know. No, I think City are still absolutely class, but I think we've seen today. This ain't the City team of last season or the
incredible.
season before that.
This
There's
is
no
incredible.
way. There's no way.
This is incredible. from
Pep's going to have to
Chelsea.
really earn his cash this week, like this season. If he gets this title, it'll be one of his best in terms of competitions, right up there with Liverpool pushing him all the way. Because I think he's in a fucking dogfight this season, me, like.
Good touch. He's taking one to tee it up for the next.
There we go.
Lovely.
Surely, I mean,
Come
fuck
on,
me,
load
why
the whistle.
99
Nah,
minutes?
because of celebrations and all that. You
And the
go.
penalty took forever.
And that fighting as
VAR
well.
check as well,
The
yeah.
VAR.
Explode it.
Oh, there's going to be another goal, innit? Is there enough time?
City are committing men forward.
No
boy. They're trying
way.
to go for the win.
Nah, that,
I respect City saying fuck the draw. Like I
They
do.
have to.
No, but then look now.
They've realised how
Smash it.
close the league is nowadays. You can't.
Look at this now. Look.
is it time?
Oh, Mudryk,
No, you can't be
Mudryk
giving it
fucks
away there.
Mudryk
We've
We've got to
fucks
hold
it.
on to the ball.
It's over. Come on, it's over.
It isn't.
Oh, God.
Chelsea,
Bernardo Silva's
Chelsea
giving
have
it
a chance
away.
to counter.
Good tackle.
Good tackle from Kovacic.
Gonna blow the whistle.
Wait, what
Surely
is going
that's
on?
it.
No, keep going, ref. Keep going. Let's see. I want more chaos,
Mate,
bro.
I want this to go on for another to the penalty.
Chaos.
Just take this
Oh,
penalty.
shit. This is it now,
We need
boy.
a golden goal.
Oh, good
No.
tackle from Kukureya.
Good
Go on,
tackle.
And it's
Keep going.
over.
It's a free
Full time.
Oh, it's full time.
So,
Draw 4-4.
You know what?
One of the
4-4.
best
Chelsea,
games.
minutes.
no. Chelsea won the game
Yeah.
4-4. Lovely.
No, you won actually with a dodgy penalty.
I
Don't
know,
forget that.
you know
It's a bit like the Spurs one. It's a moral victory.
Oh,
That-
Poch is going.
What's going on with Pocha? He's not
what's
happy.
He's going to get a yellow
What's that
card.
about?
He's going to get a yellow card.
Control your emotions, Poch.
He's going to
Poch
get
is
a
losing
We've
it.
seen this before.
Poch
He's
is
going to get a
losing
yellow
it.
card. He's going to get a yellow card.
Who's Poch shouting?
At the ref.
I
at the
love
ref.
Poch, man.
At the ref. At the ref.
He's a good guy, man.
But what's he upset about, though? I'm confused.
I don't know. He's
What happened?
Booking something.
All
Look
right,
at that.
let's go,
Spurs
guys.
alumni.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Alumni.
The bond's
I
still
love
there,
that.
man.
The alumni.
That's the bond, man.
Can I say, yeah,
Gone for
like,
years.
we all know Chelsea have got a massive problem breaking down these low blocks, yeah, and we're going to carry on struggling. We haven't, all right, we've turned a corner in terms of our performances, knowing we're a lot better than last season, but we're going to continue to struggle against teams that come and play defensive and have that low block and catch us on the counter. We'll continue with that. If we could work that out, we're looking at a team here that are top 4 in the league, definitely.
As a general hater of every other team in the league, this is a great performance. I have to say, like, to do that with the champions, you know, and come back. They showed quality. They showed resilience. They showed a lot. Look at this shameless guy.
I think the reason I'm impressed by
Calvin
this,
Phillips going, I'll be here next January. See you January.
the reason I'm more impressed by this is like it's how you go about it, isn't it? So like teams can get draws against City, but they went punch for punch with you, and you made it the decision sort of thing in a boxing sense. So I think that this says a lot. Again, though, I know you're saying we're going to struggle against a low block, but you can't though. Like the standards have to be changing. No. And when we see performances like this, and the Arsenal one, and against Spurs, even though that was a bit mental, this needs to start clicking now. And because if it keeps going like that, you're going to lose faith in Poch, and you're going to be like, well, the system and the changes aren't actually taking effect here. So I think this is a turning point.
I think with football fans,
Finally, this is the turning point.
I think with football fans, we are conditioned to what we have to live through. And we had an awful season. And you look at Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Man United, Spurs, Newcastle. I've just named those teams. Home and away, we failed to beat any of them last season. We only got a couple of draws there. We looked shit in every single game against all of them. At least this season, I can go, we started off with a home game against Liverpool, looked really good. Could have been a flash in the pan after we went and lost a couple of matches. Every time we've come up against big level opposition, we've come out swinging, throwing the kitchen sink at them. And at least now, regardless of the points, and we can all banter me and go, yeah, but you're still 11th wherever we are. What we can say is I can look at this team that I couldn't do this last season. I can look at them and go, I'm proud now. I'm really proud of how we're playing.
Talk to us about this youngster though, man, Palmer, because he came in for a lot of money, and is he like lads at the table as well? Do you think he's the real deal?
Mate, you say he came in for a lot of money. He came in for 45 million. That's less than, off the top of my head, complete random. Mason Mount, for example. Yeah. It's less than Mason Mount by complete random. It's less than Kai Havertz.
For a youngster that hasn't played that much football.
Mate, the boy is magic.
It was a massive fee. For someone who hasn't achieved anything yet, it was an absolutely insane amount of money. So you're like, all right, we see the bits of quality from playing City, but you haven't seen 45 million worth yet. And yet they've paid that. We're now starting to see it. However, I'm like, he's one of the best players at Chelsea, but I'm still sort of waiting for us to go, that's what you're going to bring to the table every single week. Well, we see lovely touches. He's been compared to Angel Di Maria by Poch. Are you seeing similarities to him?
I don't know if that's the best comparison. Maybe that's because that's someone that Poch has worked with. And obviously, when Poch did work with Di Maria, that's obviously in his later years. So it's probably a little bit different from the Di Maria we saw.
Compared him to one of his other, like, I don't know if it was an Argentinian footballer, and he went, nah, he's not like him, he's more like Di Maria.
Fair enough. I mean, mate, we look at it, 9 starts, 9 goal contributions. He's also got 2 goal contributions in the cup. So far, everything he's done has been brilliant for us. And I'm saying about match winners, okay, maybe it doesn't always result in us getting the 3 points, but in terms of a player stepping up, it has been Cole Palmer so far this season. So, I think, mate, all I can say, I'm going to be completely gassed up with it now. All I can say is I'm so happy and proud of the direction we're going in now. The young players we've got and the boys that are driving us forward and clearly playing for the manager. I think it's a good time right now in comparison to last season to be a Chelsea fan. And the weird thing around that is without the context, you'd look and you go, you're 10th in the league and you're this buzzing, but I don't care. I am, and I think every Chelsea fan would share that same feeling.
On Cole Palmer, I think the time that we'll really figure out how good he is when he's got a good striker next to him, because I think he'll be good at feeding them, and obviously with Jackson, it's just he's not that good. And I think, I mean, to be fair, he got the goal today, but a top striker will bring out the best in Cole. Let's talk about Man City. They've got 28 points. They're only 1 point ahead of Liverpool and Arsenal, 2 ahead of Spurs, 3 ahead of Villa. So they're still very much like, they're looking human. Do you know what I mean? And that's a new thing for us in this game. It wasn't what Craig was expecting, for example, was it? Craig?
What do you mean in the game or where they are in the table?
I don't think that game, that performance from City, and the way you'd been talking them up, I think you'd expect it better.
He's waxing the
Nah. Let's not do that. I put a bet on Chelsea, not because the odds were just good. I actually thought Chelsea could get something. I watched them against Arsenal. Chelsea have been good against. It's like what you said, Joey. Against the big teams, it suits them more.
That's fair. Yeah.
When the teams sit back with a low block, it's like what people were saying against Spurs when we had 9 men. People were like, why didn't they just put the 9 men behind the ball? It would have been harder for Chelsea rather than playing up the field. But I'm not gonna lie, Man City maybe. Gundogan, for me, is the key one that's going to affect them and make them look a little bit weaker. But it's weird because, like I said, this time last season, Man City weren't top. They weren't top. Arsenal were top.
True.
They actually started worse last season than this. They've won 9 games out of the first 12 right now. So it's weird. Can we officially say they're worse, or has everyone just got better?
When we talk about it,
because they're in better position.
They're key players as well, though. Haaland scored in this match, had a good game. Rodri technically scored in this match. So actually, when you're talking about their key players, I think they turned up in this match. So again, I know I'm going to do this, but it's another time I think we got to cast our mind back to what Chelsea did and give them even more credit and go, do you know what? Teams that are right up there with Man City have come to the bridge and failed to win.
What I'll say about the City players you mentioned, though,
they've done well.
If we look at where a lot of their goals were coming from, it was the out wide areas last season. Doku marked out of the game. Grealish came on, looked all right, but actually didn't start, and I don't think he tore it up when he came on.
Grealish was up against a 19-year-old Malo Gusto, so he's always going to look a bit better.
Yeah.
But when you look at Doku up against Reece James, I said it would happen.
And I also don't think Phil Foden set the world on fire today. So, like, those are the departments where I looked at City previously, and it would be, but they've also got Mahrez. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that they would have hoped that those areas would have delivered more.
I think the key thing for them is De Bruyne will come back. De Bruyne will come back, and if he can stay fit, that's the type of quality that can just get you over the line. If Haaland, we saw it towards the end of the last season against Arsenal when Man City played Arsenal. I think it was Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland kind of rotating, and they absolutely blew them away. It was like scary.
However, I will say one thing is in terms of also ourselves. Last year we were out of the block straight away. This year we're trying to peak at the right moment. So even Arsenal aren't anywhere near their best. So yeah, I get the last year City weren't top. It's because Arsenal were amazing. Right now we're not trying to be amazing, trying to get the job done.
You're playing this way on purpose.
Yeah, no, I'm saying stay within range. Like we're not trying to be as fluidly open and counter-attacking like Chelsea are. It's control football, 1-0, 2-1, like little.
But you're doing that on
little
purpose.
victories. We don't concede many chances. Look at the game against Newcastle, for example.
So you're telling me Arteta said, "Hey guys, we're going to take our time."
It's about peaking at the right moment. It's about it is. It's about at the right time of the season. Now we go. Now we play out right like Pep does every season. He always peaks at the right moment. We're trying to match that this season, and I think Liverpool have experience with that as well. It's a free-horse title race. I don't know why you're in the conversation anyway.
I don't know because that's a new one. Wait, that's a new one for me because I've heard a lot of bullshit in my life. But to say that, hey, my team said, let's take it easy because we don't want to take it easy. It's about right now. We're just. It's
about calming yourself down.
Tell him. We're just taking.
You're not in the title race, my friend. You're in the top 8 race right now.
But at least talk about like 10 except you're taking the piss in that one. I'm cool with chatting shit, but that was great.
I know you're chatting shit.
That was great. I think you're right. I think look, the other teams will close the gap. They've closed the gap because they've recruited well. You've got Declan Rice, you've brought in players, and they have closed the gap. But honestly, I still can't see. I can't see past Man City for the title. Honestly, I can't. I still think they got enough.
No, man.
I still think they got enough.
Can I say
I
this
think
on
this is the closest it's going to be, like compared to the previous seasons, but clearly.
Can I say this on today's performance though? Because you look at Man City, say, is it? I just think the team Chelsea today were on fire. Chelsea today said, not today. We're going to give out all. And they pushed them. A lot of teams will fall down after how many goals? Did they have to come back?
They went behind 3 times.
They went behind 3 times, and they said not today. Sterling was playing like a man possessed. I saw that in Sterling in the game against Spurs. Actually, the Spurs game. I said, wow, Sterling looks like he's like resurrected. He's come to, and then Palmer. It was like written in the stars for them to be involved the way they were. So I think Chelsea really deserves the credit in this one. I still think, as with what you're saying, Man City they have that thing.
I think the biggest worry for Liverpool and Arsenal should be the return of De Bruyne, because if we're looking today, I'm not saying he had a bad game, he was trying his hardest, but Haaland, his impact in the game without De Bruyne, it's diminished, and even though he's scoring goals, I don't look at him and feel like he's playing the level that he was last season yet. I'm like, yeah, you're grabbing goals, but you're not terrifying people the way you would with your runs, because the guy who picks you out isn't there. So I think if De Bruyne comes back and is the De Bruyne we know he can be, Man City should still win the league.
Not just picking him out, by the way. We're talking about a guy that can single-handedly win games himself with goals. Of course. De Bruyne. He's the best player in the league.
He's got quality for sure, but I think the gap is not as big as in terms of squads, and therefore it then comes down to a little bit of luck. Who stays fit, who's available, who scores the deflected goals. Because we like deflected goals at Arsenal.
But how many of the other teams can afford to lose their best player and still push forward?
Yeah, but I'm not saying Arsenal lost their best player, but we beat City without Saka. So other teams are doing it as well. It's not like
But who were they missing?
They were missing Rodri.
And De Bruyne.
The thing I'll give City credit for today is other teams would have lost that. Like when Chelsea were on fire today and they only got a draw. So City can still take a bit of credit from that.
That's what I'm saying. Chelsea were playing out their skin today.
We went to Stamford Bridge and they were on a 10 and we still came away with that point.
Chelsea were playing out their skin. They were playing so good.
You can see the way City reacted after going 4-4. Like they're still going for it because they realised the fine margins now. How close Liverpool and Arsenal are. If you don't win this now, it's going to hurt you. And what's the next game? It's Liverpool at home. So that's going to be a massive test.
Next game.
That's next game, yeah.
And then they got Liverpool, then Spurs.
Yeah, so Liverpool and
Spurs. But
then
then you got to remember, after this run though, so if they've got Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs, you got to think of what their run is after that. There's just going to be loads of smaller teams.
No, but they've had an easier start to the season than Arsenal anyways.
Have they?
They've had a very easy start to the season. In terms of compared to other teams, they have.
Boy,
so
I know we're going to get smacked.
And there's no Kane. Usually Kane in that game.
He's the leveler, isn't he?
We got Villa. We're going to get smacked by Villa, then Man City.
So listen,
it's
man,
free fall.
It's an interesting title race, isn't it? But it's good to be a part of it, KG.
Don't worry.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing and enjoying my life. I know where we are right now.
Enjoying.
Man United are not where they need to be. We're not in the conversation, and I can sit back and I'm just amused
right now.
Right now.
Kick this up again. I'll kick this up again right now.
Right now, yeah, right now. And I'm just being.
Since 2013,
I've got a question
since
for you.
2013, you ain't been
Wait,
where you need to be.
When have you been there?
No, see, why are we switching it to us?
No,
Talking
because
about Man
don't
United?
ever go into the years.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the
If you want to
facts,
go
though.
into the years,
But you can flip it on me.
I'm just
You can
saying,
flip it on me, but it
if
doesn't change the facts.
If you pulled up the calendar and said, "Hold on," and I said, "Oh, I didn't know it was getting into Ancestry.com." What are we talking about right now?
Yeah, but the reality is, you're Man United. We're Tottenham. We are Tottenham. We know that. We're not Man United. You're Man United.
Thank you very much.
You were last Man United in 2013.
It's been a long time.
A very long time.
It's been a long time.
So we could say that openly and criticize that.
Yeah. And I'm
But
saying,
you
that's
said
why I'm
right now.
chilling.
That's what I'm saying. It's not right now.
You saw me
It's been a
smiling.
decade.
You saw me smiling, and you took it to heart.
I'm not. I'm
I
saying
was
it's been a
smiling.
decade.
I wasn't even on camera.
Am I lying? It's been a decade of Man United not being Man United. Fergie left it there and it hasn't been good enough.
Craig,
since.
was I or was I not on camera? I was just smiling. He said, "Why are you smiling?" I thought, "Raw, what? I can't smile anymore."
It was an
We
evil
got
smile.
some super chat. Shout out to the fans. Appreciate you all. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe. Liverpool currently have the most injuries so far this season.
Who? Liverpool?
According to Jake, I don't know if that's true. With 10, Arsenal have 9, City have 3. People should respect the squad depths of the other teams. Interesting take. Ajax asked for 50 million for Anthony in June, and we paid 85 in August.
Wow.
Ten Hag wanted De Jong and wasted 2 months chasing him. Wanted Kim Min Jae and got Evans. Wanted a striker and got Weghorst. Never started his first 11. Look, that's objective.
thank you.
That's-
Thank you very much,
His
Stefan.
opinion. It is definitely the worst football I've ever seen Man United play, but we can't worry about that. Cole Palmer's given a speech. We're going to wrap it up there. Appreciate you guys very much for following the show. Shout out to all the lads. Absolutely smashed it. Loved it today. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you next weekend. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.